Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life Insomniac episodes, number 18. Sorry, I gotta turn the volume down. Insomniac quilting series, episode 18 is right now. If you're new to my channel, it's a late night series of episodes that I do random things in, finishing projects and or starting new and or whatever. Always after 10 p.m. Arizona time when we can't sleep. So that's what I'm here, just working on something because I can't sleep. So I'm working on my TeaQuilts Swap Block 2020 blocks that I have not. I just trimmed them down my last episode, since my last episode, and that's all I've done. So I haven't done anything else or added anything. I figured I'd do it while I'm here. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to head over there, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications when I'm live, as well as like my videos, guys. So I'm going to just get to some sewing. Here's my trimmed up pieces. And I thought that this little stand would help me see better. Hi, Ann. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Debbie. Welcome, fellow Insomniacs. So I have some of the pieces that were left off. If you guys don't remember, when I was trimming the pieces, I had little cutoffs left from kind of making them wonky. So if I say made this wonky, even though this is not the same fabric, this was the cutoff, you know what I mean, of making them wonky. So if it was sideways, these are the wonky pieces. I'm going to reuse them on pieces like this because it's the same size, you know what I mean. I'll pull out some of the blocks that'll repurpose these pieces, as well as the smaller ones. I went ahead, all those little tiny pieces, and sewed those together, and I'll probably incorporate these when the blocks get bigger, because I have 4 of these, and or I can just put some on the smaller ones, but I figure I'll just use them when they're bigger. And then I had some other little pieces and another thing that I sewed together to make little sides for when it's bigger, and then as well as a stack to start adding. And I also have a stack here that I kind of want to keep going with this little pieced veal. And I was thinking about sewing these blue ones all together and then making strips, but I don't know. I think I'll just set these aside for now. But I'm going to go ahead and start adding to this and see where I get from there. So I'm just going to set that out the side, and I'm just going to go doing the same exact thing I was doing in episode 17. I'm just going to chain piece everything through. I have everything I need right next to me. I'm using white thread. I don't know what else I need to say. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. So for now, I'm going to get the smaller ones out of the way, because some of these little pieces now are getting pretty big. Like this one is pretty long, so one of these pieces wouldn't work. It's too long. So I'm going to pull out some of the smaller ones. And now I went top and bottom and then the sides. So now I'm going to add on the top and bottom again. And I'm just going to keep adding until these blocks are 10.5 inches for this alone before adding a border to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just start, get to it. And they're getting wonkier and wonkier, and the last final piece will still be wonky. I was binding today. I need to make sure my stitch length is good. And I'm sewing with a 1/4 inch seam. And I'm going to just keep pulling the smaller ones. And I'm putting them on kind of with the diagonal that they've created already. And some of them will be really tiny, but whatever works. And like this piece, I sewn together 2 pieces, but it was kind of long for my little thing. So I'm just going to add it because it's still cute. And that's not long enough for that side, so let's find another smaller one. No, this one. This will work. So I'm just going to keep adding these on over and over and over. And what is everybody up to? Hi, Sandy. Anybody else getting some sewing done? See, I have some of them that are really long, so I'll add really long ones as well. That one's angle is wrong. Let's put No. Yes. Trying to put the correct angle, at least. And I'm still sick. I was feeling good earlier, too. That's the weird part. And now I'm suffering from an MS hug, which at first I thought was just chest pain from coughing, but it's definitely MS hug. And the reason why I know is because I have holes in my chest along my sternum on my left side. And it is so painful, and there's 3 big lumps, so I know that that's what it is. And an MS hug, if nobody knows what that is, it's costochondritis. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly because I cannot pronounce some medical terms. It is inflammation of the chest, of all the cartilage in the chest. And that happens from MS because the nervous system and the nerves don't connect properly. So it inflames the cartilage around the chest. And it literally feels like someone is hugging you, but so tight that you can hardly breathe. And it's crunching. It doesn't last very long. It lasts like 2 or 3, sometimes 5 or 6 days, but it only lasts a couple usually. But I have permanent damage in my chest from having it. So unfortunately, because I get it all the time. And yeah, sometimes because I'm sick, I thought that that's what it was at first until I was just trying to cough, and then I felt the big, huge lumps. Oh, man. I didn't want to go through this again, but whatever. It happens all the time. And it's not considered an attack or an episode. It's just something that happens. Well, that's not going to fit. Let's just start adding these other pieces. Oh, wow. It went quick. Okay, so we got Sarah. Somebody's got 2 videos put up today. And is ruffling 40 feet of fabric that's double folded for your puff quilt. Is that for your borders? I think I saw a post. I'm not sure. I wasn't on Facebook much today. Hi, Barbara. You're cleaning your long arm. You're still in an MS flare. Sucks. I know. Hi, Kim. Sandy, it's like a bronchitis. Are you talking about me, the feeling or sensation? Hi, Vicky. No fabric to sew, so I just watch you sew. Little B Cross. Hello and good evening. Just got the borders on my 5-star quilt. Awesome. Barla says, "Oh, I'm sorry for that for you. It happens. It's part of it. I understand completely. I have fibromyalgia, so deal with it too. Yeah, it's pretty sucky. That's for sure. I just, unfortunately, I have permanent damage in my chest thanks to it. But I legally don't have to wear a seatbelt because of it. Which is a plus for me, because it would crush my chest and crush my lungs instantly. So I don't wear a seatbelt because of that. It literally irritates me coming across my chest. It literally feels like it's digging into the holes that are already there. Oh yeah, it'd probably kill me faster from a seatbelt than it would going through a windshield. I know that sounds horrible, guys, probably, especially those of you who've probably been in car accidents, but it's life and shit happens. And I have to deal with it. So I'm just putting these long pieces on ones that these shorter pieces aren't going to work for. And once I sew it on, I'm sewing off the edge of it. If nobody knows how to do that. I sew the long piece on to the end where I need to be, and I know you can't see it close. If I turn the light off, you can see. I sew up right to the end. You can see that's the end of the block. And then as soon as I pass the end with the needle, then I sew off to the side. I twist the fabric and sew off of it. For those that don't know how to chain pieces that are longer than, I just turn the fabric and sew off of it. Trying to see if any of these pieces are going to work. This one, though. I want to use up all these little scraps that I have wonderfully acquired from cutting off these in the first place. Yes, it is something that I've had bronchitis a bazillion times. I actually was born with it and had bronchitis the first like 4 months of my life. So I get it all the time. Finished string quilt top. It measures 90 by 99, all scraps. That's freaking awesome. That's big for a string. I already have cupcakes in this one, so I can't use that. How about this one? Try and have fun with all of these. Yeah, Justin and me. Justin did the work. I just held my foot on the wood. Created this thing for my iPad so that when I finally can make live videos from it, it's a stand that holds it. One has a slight lean one way, one has a straight up, and if I turn the iPad, it leans a different way in the lean box and in the straight box. So, and I wrote on it so that I'd remember which one is what, but it's just a piece of wood, and you can see, and the iPad stays in it nicely, and I made it to where it goes to the bottom of this part, so it's not touching the screen. That way I didn't have to buy a stand. We just made it out of a scrap piece of wood that I had, because I purchased this, and it's really hard to bend, like really, really hard to bend. It fits the iPhone, but when it's connected to my desk, what it does is there's this lever right here that hooks onto my desk to be hands-free. I got this thinking, for YouTube videos so that you guys can have better angles when I'm, but the iPad doesn't stay on it. It actually goes, it's too heavy. So it's going to be used for my phone instead. We tried to mount it to the long arm, but it does not mount to the long arm, unfortunately. It gets pretty wide, but it doesn't get wide enough for the long arm. So when I can finally do live streaming from my mobile devices, this will be for the iPad, and that will be for my cell phone, which will hook to the table, and you guys can have plenty of views. And all I have to do is adjust it for either the sewing machine or the cutting area. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm trying to get things ready to accommodate for, when I can finally have better angles and views with live streaming, which would be pretty cool when I can finally do it. Just sucks at the mount. It's for iPhones too. It's kind of dumb that it doesn't stay on there. It just leans. It's nice. Hey, Lacey. Obviously, you're here. You can hang rope from the ceiling and make a phone swing so it shows directly from above the put and sideways, and have a side view from another sewer. Seen another sewer do it. Well, I actually bought a mount. That's what's on my long arm, actually, is a ceiling mount. That's what I put on my long arm, but it ended up bending. It's ruined now, but because it's too much for my long arm. But that's what was on the long arm, is a ceiling mount for now. But now I need to put something else on there, and I don't know what. We still haven't figured out how to mount something to it. So something that the camera won't shake, at least, because everything we've done so far, the camera still shakes. So we'll figure something out sooner or later, I suppose. Ooh, that piece will work. Actually, I want skinnier. Let's do this one. I'm not the best video maker, but my live streams are going to start at least having better angles, and all I have to do is say, here, you guys, I'm moving you to this angle. I'm new to this channel. What are you making? Hi, Deborah. I am making my block swap block 2020 blocks for my TeaQuilt. I follow TeaQuilts. I don't know if you know who that is here on YouTube. And I joined a block swap this year. I was going to do more than one, and then I thought about it. I have my own channel. I don't have time to do more than one block swap this year. Maybe in the future, when I can get myself caught up on my own personal stuff that I keep neglecting to finish and complete. I'm kind of behind my own stuff. So I do all sorts of stuff. The Insomniac series, for those that are new to my channel, anytime after 10 p.m. Arizona time, is most people are in bed 9 or 10. After 10 p.m., it's considered, unable to sleep for most people, especially those that work. So anytime after 10 p.m., I come on and I make a video live, and whatever it is that I'm doing that day, or completing or finishing or starting or whatever, it's always something different. And I can't say it'll never be the same, because this is the same, but I complete the projects in that time slot, the middle of the night. So, and then also, for those that are new, I do Sew Sundays, which is I come on and just sew something new or chat or have discussions about things, but only on, why am I trying to put that there? That's something like that's already there. Always something different and new on Sundays, and that's every Sunday around 5 p.m. Arizona time. And I always say around, because I'm not an on-time person, never have been. When I have a doctor's appointment at 1:30, I show up at 1:30, and then I don't get it until 1:45, when I should show up at like 1:20 so that I get in by 1:30, but just never do. And I show up everywhere late, fashionably late at that, in my pajamas. So yeah, this is one of those series you just get in your pajamas, like me, and do whatever, sew with me, hang out. Can't sleep? Well, let's not sleep together. Let's get it all done when we can't sleep together. Plus, it's a good distraction. A sewing machine keeps you from going insane. Light, less lighting and so on and so forth is really good when you can't sleep. And I'm personally under a lot of light, but when I can't sleep and I don't go live, it's usually just this light and the above light, which isn't bright. Can you show a square? They're scrappy. So it started with a 2.5 by 3.5 inch square to write my name and city and state, and then built the top, the bottom, side to side, and I'm going to keep going top, bottom, side to side until I have a 10.5 inch square. Then I'll trim it to 10.5 inches in size, and then border it with black fabric, a 2.5 inch square, so it'd be 10.5 on the top and bottom, and then 14.5 down the sides. But I'm not that far yet. Right now I'm just building on one side again. I'm on the other side of it until I think that it's about 10.5. And I'll know because I have this ruler built onto my thing. And as soon as I see that it looks like it's, 10.5 inches, then I can stop. I'm probably going for about 11 inches, and then I'll trim it to 10.5. That way every block gets covered nicely. And they're all different, every single block, because I'm just using scraps. I have lots of string scraps. And I'm just having fun with it. I'm always late for things too. Yeah, I don't know, I think I wasn't made to be on time. My husband, Scott, you guys all know, he's on time like military people, because he was military. On time, everything's the same, sticks to his schedule. He's very, he doesn't like change. Everything's always the same. And, not me. That's how we make the perfect couple, because I'm totally different than him. I'm 100% out there. And look, that's like perfect. Those that are getting my blocks are getting my hair with them. Oh, my hair is falling out on all of this. And they are all funky and different. There's a couple silly blocks in here too that I put, like, let's see if I can't show this. This one has a turtle, and there's a cheetah in the same block with a heart. So the cheetah wants to try to eat the turtle, but they're in love, so they can't. And there's two of them like that. There's a better one. So you can see cheetah, and then a turtle on this side, and then a Valentine's heart on the top. I think it's funny. They're all silly. They're all different. Hell, this one right here is going to get some princess fabric right now. Left over from a little kid quilt that I did on a baby quilt. I'm trying not to put the same pieces on blocks either. I'm trying to mix it all up. So I'm having fun with it. Actually, I'll do two with this one because my turtle blocks are kind of almost the same. So I'll just put this on this one too. It's a long enough piece. I'm getting there at almost 8,000 mark, and I'm happy about it. Awesome, Sandy. What are you at now? Like what, 970 something? That's what you were at last time I looked. I'm at like almost 1,500 now, and I still can't go live. That's the only thing that sucks. It'll happen when it happens, is pretty much what they said without saying it out loud. So, I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's deal is. You'd think it would go by now. And I checked before going on. It's still not working, so I don't know. At least I can still live stream from this, so that's a plus. None of those are big enough. Wait. That one is big enough. This block needs some pink on it. Oops. Took off a little too fast on that one. Cindy, I've been watching you too. Love Mama Cat. Oh, you made it to 981. Yeah, you're almost there, Sandy. Wow. It's going. And for those that don't know and are new here, Poor Man Sewing. Her name is Sandy. Go to her channel, check it out. Subscribe. She needs to hit 1,000. Same as I needed to. And help her out and give her some support and love. I watch lots and lots and lots of channels. You guys know, for those of you who have been here a long time, I support lots of other channels. It's not just me in the world out there, in the YouTube world, that quilts. And we should 100% show respect and love for all of those who are quilters, even if we're the YouTubers that are making the videos for you guys. I think we should all 100% be there for each other, because that's what quilters do. And who doesn't love sitting around and chatting about fabric and sewing machines? I mean, seriously, come on now. It's fun. Especially watching and getting ideas of all the crazy things we all make. Oops, somebody's going to get some purple sparklies, and I have lots of this. I think I'll add it to more than one because there's so much here. No, that one. Nope, that won't fit. Let's put it on this one. Got to come to the end though to add this one because this one's crooked. So some of my blocks are totally and completely 100% wonky. And I'm going to cut this off now because there's just a lot of it. Stay right there. That way I don't have such a long, long, long tail, and I can use it again if I need to. Okay. You're probably wondering why I don't do that all the time, but just haven't. Okay. Let's put some red stowers on. Why isn't this with my red, white, and blue fabric scraps that I was making? I have no idea. I'm going to pull that out. I have a tub specifically for red, white, and blue scraps to make something. I don't know what yet, but sometimes not everything ends up where I want it. I was going to make an American something quilt. No, that's not going to work. I'll put this one on. Okay, I saw that if you're monetized. I am, but I'm not making really any money. Like, at all. I think there was like $12 in there, and it has to be $100 before they even give you money. So it's going to be a long time before it gets there. Okay, let's see. And well, Sandy, I've been trying to catch up with your videos. I subscribe, poor man sewing. Awesome. Thank you guys. As far as catching up, kind of. I don't think it's going to be possible unless you spend months doing it. I got a lot of videos up there, right? That's the same with mine. It's hard to catch up. I know, girl. Yeah, busy woman. Sandy, I just watched the one where you used the pineapple ruler just today. That ruler is on my wish list. I have a pineapple ruler. I started pineapple blocks without a ruler, and then I got the ruler as a gift, and I still have yet to use it. Of course, I have yet to finish my pineapple blocks. Anyway, the ones I started without a ruler. Which are actually really nice. I just have yet to finish them. That's not going to work on that one. Let's go ahead and grab another piece. So, what are you guys all doing awake? How many of you have real insomnia? And how many of you are just up because you saw my notification and had to stay up to watch? Because I know there are people out there that don't actually have insomnia, but stay up because of something specific. And then they go to bed every other night from there on. Because this episodes are not every night. I too need breaks from the internet. Let's put that one on there, because that one is long enough. I'm like seriously having a lot of fun with these. Like, they're really, really, really scrappy. This one might be long enough. Nope. Need another tiny one. Nope. There's got to be one more small one in here. Or one more small piece. Nope. That would be too long. Nope. Too long. Nope. Way too long. Nope. Way too long. Well, it looks like that piece isn't going to get used. It is worth it. Sell your Cadillac. Am I one? It is well worth it. Sell your Cadillac. Am I one? It's supposed to say buy one. Buy. Oh. Real insomnia. My brain refuses to slow down. That's the same here. 7 here. A lot of pain. Back, legs, can't sleep. Yeah, that sucks, Vicky. I know. I have insomnia also. Sarah has insomnia too. Yeah, I don't know. They say, like, even though it was very, it seems like a small number, it's only like 49% of the average worldwide, people itself have insomnia, but you got to think the world. There is a lot of people. So, to me, that seems common, but it's not completely common. But a lot of people also have random insomnia, not just like lack of sleep insomnia. They have just like 1 or 2 days a month they just can't sleep because they have issues or something. But I'm talking the average of constant not sleeping for more than an hour at a time, waking up and not being able to fall back to sleep kind of insomnia, like most of the real insomniacs out there, and then we fight type things. It's only at 49%. Like, it's actually not really that big of a number because there's so many people. I don't like having it. Some days I wish I can sleep because I get so tired and I feel like I can fall asleep and then I don't, which sucks the worst. And then I find myself doing stuff like this all night long, and then I wonder why I didn't sleep, even though I know why. I don't know if I want to put that little piece there. Let's put it on this one. Yes, this one. No, this one. I'm trying here, guys, to make this look semi-normal. This one will have a big cut off on it. I'm not going to leave it that big, because that was kind of a big piece. This was from my red quilt. I had fun with that one. All these fabrics left from quilts that I've done. So fun. Okay. Anybody that's in tonight's chat doing the TeaQuilts swap? Hi, Jim. Hi, Chris. Just the night person. No night person, but I can fall asleep anytime to say go to bed. Interesting. It's raining here. I live in Lower Alabama. I'm having a fibromyalgia flare up. That sucks, Barbara. Rain is the worst. And I can't ever be in snow, so I wouldn't know how much worse snow. Where I lived, that used to snow every once in a while. Didn't snow all the time, but every once in a while. Can't do it. Keep me away from snow. Rain sucks just as bad. Especially where I live. Because it's dry here normally, so it's like once the ground soaks it up, it seems like for days afterwards, because the ground soaked it up, it wants to come back to the top, and then it creates moisture around it. It's a weird thing. Sorry, Vicky, hope you get some relief from pain. You suffer from chronic back pain also. I said hi to those. Barbara from Florence. Debbie, hi, Cheryl. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Sarah. We live near Bayou La Trey. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You guys know I can't say things right. Sandy's also working on grandmother's flower garden right now. Ooh. Are you hand sewing that, or are you? Well, I don't think you can machine sew. I have machine sewed it though. It's right here hanging. I did it by machine because I cannot hand sew. Blue, gray there. Ooh, purple. Let's do purple. Nice skinny strip of purple. Okay. Now to trim all these apart, and then I'm going to trim them. And then after I trim them, I will finger press them or press them with the iron. I should press them with the iron and add side 2. Or I can just go ahead and add side 2 and then do all the cutting and pressing. But I do need to trim away all the excess on most of these. The ones that do have a lot of excess. Especially the ones that are 2 hooked to 1. I do need to clean those up. So I guess I'll trim first. I don't even have a rotary cutter down right now. Kind of just came on. Didn't even get myself anything together. Besides putting all this back up here, because I was binding a quilt earlier. If you guys are in the Facebook group and saw, I posted a picture of the blue squares quilt, or I called it blue blocks. It's just a bunch of blue squares. It needed a name, so I called it blue blocks. And I put white binding on it. At first I was gonna do like a blue binding, and then I think it would have faded into the blue polka dotted border, so I was just like, nah, I'll just stick with white. So I got a binding on it, and now it's done. Alright, so I'm going to come over here in front of the camera, and I can read the comments from that side. Grab me a rotary cutter, turn you guys down. I'm just going to go ahead and put this up here. No, I'm not moving to Mississippi, so I will catch tea next time. Okay, that one does not need to be trimmed off. That one does not need much trimming. I'm just going to press it. That don't need it. This just needs a little trimming. Most of these trimmings will be trash if it's really too small. Some of these can just go back in the pile. I do have a box of all the littler pieces now. So anything that's this size, I've just been throwing in a box out of the way, which would be this box right here, which is now full of just the smaller cutoffs that weren't going to be the size for the next thing because there's now too many pieces of border. So now I'm just putting all those in there, and I'll sew them together another time, or make something with it all another time. Because now they are too short, and I already sewed some pieces together, but I figured that'd be cool to add those little pieces. And I'm not trimming them to size. I'll do that after I get to the next. And notice I cut that one sideways because when I open it up, I will still have my angle. So when I trimmed it towards the block because the angle was already sideways. So when I open it, I still have that angle and enough space to cut off. Hope that made sense. Some of them I'm trying to keep the angles. So again, like this angle, I don't know if you can see it from here. This angle went sideways, so I cut from the top out. So I'll still have enough space to keep going up. So I'm kind of trying to follow angles here. That one's straight. So when I open it, I'll still have a straight line to the edge. Actually, that piece was long enough to probably go on another side. This will be long enough for another side. I'm just having fun with it. From the other side. This one's 2 blocks. I want to make sure that I separate them equally. Hi, Michelle. Sewing in this garden. I'm gonna have quite a bit more scraps to deal with again. That was long. And that can be used again. This one's long, it can be used again. I'm not gonna dig in the big tub like I was the other day because I'm done with digging through that. I just pulled out a big pile and said if I can't use what's in this big pile, then I'm not digging. So, okay, see how this one's super duper crooked, right? So you would want to keep that angle. So I would cut like this, right, to keep the angle. So I would have been cutting on that block. This one was kind of a big piece, but I wanted to keep most of that, you know. Same with this one. So I would open it up. This one's getting a totally different angle, and it would have been on the block. So if you don't trust them, open them up. Oh, that one comes again. That one's pretty long. So is this one. Oops, that goes like, huh? That pile. Their pile. Their pile. All right. Okay. Last piece. And now I'm going to press them, which I have not even turned my iron on, but I will turn you guys over to it. I have a big mess going on. I need some water for the iron too. And yes, I use water in my irons. Even though it's been ruining my irons, I've still used the water in my iron because I like steam. I'm trying to get ready for work. I'm slow this morning. Wow, you get up for work pretty darn early, don't you, Michelle? So you work like a graveyard service, or are you already like, let's see, 12, 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 in the morning? Hi, Pamela. What are you doing awake? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're an insomniac? It is now Wednesday, so I got to change my calendar while I'm waiting for the iron. Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday the 5th. That's what it is, right? Yeah, today's the 5th already. Wow, look at that. My aunt's coming to visit me soon, too. She's coming on the 15th. It'll be on a Saturday, so you guys won't get to see her on a Sunday. But I don't know. I think we're going to be too busy having fun that Saturday to sit here and play on YouTube. If that makes any sense. I'm going to bring this over here so I can read. I go in at 3:30 for a 4 a.m. Okay. Slept most of today, so now I'm up. I wish I could have slept today. I had a long day today. I'm trying to just like This is me blowing off steam. And when I have frustrating days, blowing off steam is quilting in the garage, but I could not do that today. For the last 2 days, it has been so windy here. The normal wind is like 30 miles an hour, but it has gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. And it is so cold. I'm wearing a sweatshirt in the house because even it's so cold that our house got down to like 60 degrees. It's so cold, so cold. So, yeah, it is too cold to go outside. It's like in the lower 40s, probably even like 38 by now, and I don't do cold. So, and definitely, I was gonna long arm. It's sitting right here, my project that's supposed to go onto the long arm. It's backing and everything ready, and there's so much wind chill that comes into the garage. I was like, no, this ain't happening. So I'm getting behind a couple days on what I wanted to throw on the frame, but unfortunately I have no choice right now because it's so cold out there. And I'm not going to bundle myself up too much just to quilt because then I'll feel bunched up in too many items of clothing. Okay, I'll get that high. So I think we're all doing that. It's been so warm today. Warm for Sandy? Wow. Hi, Lisa. Let's see. 22 here. Wind chill in the teens. Yes. I couldn't do that. No way. I hope you heard me say hi, Lisa. Sorry. Seems like my sniffles today and yesterday are worse because of the wind. If it wasn't so windy, I don't think I would be so sniffly still. I mean, I have a cough and a runny nose, but the sniffly part was going away. I felt really good this morning. But nope. Didn't last very long. So I'm just rolling these back, by the way. So see, like blocks like this, I won't leave this big. I will trim that down so it becomes wonky. So, and some of them are like that. So some of them I did add the big piece, but I'll trim it down, and then I can use the piece left over on this one towards another piece on the opposite side. Since I started top, bottom, side, now I'm on top, and then I'll do bottom. So the leftover pieces from these big ones can be added to the bottom on other blocks. So that way I have an equal amount of fabric spread through. And I did quite a few of them with these big, huge pieces on it. Oops. It'd be nice if it was all the way on the board. So I'll go finish all these pressing, trim them up. That way I know which way I'm going, even though I'm going on the bottom, but I can use some of those pieces. So I'll just go ahead and trim them now. Get it done and out of the way. Mm. 27 here in Independence, wind chill and upper teens. Yikes! Pamela's 58, but raining. Ugh. Jen had 50s last weekend. I just got 2. Oh, you got 2 new subscribers, Sandy? Did I tell you that people are going to subscribe to you if I tell them to? I'm not telling them to because they have to, but because they want to, and you're awesome too. Just like that. We all support each other because we're quilters. This is how it works. Oh yeah. These will grow pretty quick, pretty big, pretty quick. That's the word I was looking for. It's been in the 30s and rain lately. Yeah, I'm lucky I don't have no rain here, guys. It did rain a couple weeks ago, though. This one makes no sense at all. This one has a tree frog who's listening to music with some pink and some tomatoes and now Cocapelli. Very random. Again, I'm just having fun. Having fun. It's really hard to see, but this one has half of a pig. It's kind of funny. Anytime, Sandy, anytime. It's done. It should be looking good. I love it. So you guys are all here with me. I love it. And soon it'll go on my bed, but right now my other one is on my bed. So I'm trying to make this go quicker because I think I'm taking too much time pressing. Hi, Christine. What are you making? I am still making my TeaQuilts Swap Block 2020 blocks. Trying to get them completed. All right, I'm going to turn the camera down to my cutting area. I can still see comments because I have the other screen going. I'm just going to grab my ruler. I'm going to trim them all nicely. I know I could probably just go ahead and sew the other side, but I want to make sure that these are nice and trimmed first. Most of this is going to end up just scrap and just trimming them equal with their sides. So I'm just kind of going a straight line. That way it's already done and ready when I go to cut the next straight line for the adding the next side. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim all these off. I should just sew the other side, but some of these I want the trimmings from, so I'll just go ahead and do this now. And that way I don't have as many steps later, I guess. Oops. What are TeaQuilts? Okay, here. Here on YouTube, there is a woman. Her name is Tijuana Mahone. I don't know if I'm saying the last name right, but either way, her name on YouTube is TeaQuilts. T-E-A, like as in tea you drink. Quilts, Q-U-I-L-T-S, all one word. She's another YouTuber, and like I said, I support lots of YouTubers, so she does all sorts of stuff. She makes and edits videos, and then does lives. Oh my god, I forgot what night. I catch them when I catch them. I think it's Wednesday nights. Anyway, she's here on YouTube. She's awesome, just like all the rest of the YouTubers that I've told you guys about. And she has a journey that she goes on as well with quilting, and she teaches and lectures and so on and so forth. So if you get a chance, go subscribe to her channel. The block swap is now closed, but she'll probably do another one next year. And that's where we swap blocks with other people. I'm going to go ahead and trim some of these now, like I said. this pile over here, I guess. Make it a little bit easier on myself. So yeah, go check her out, TeaQuilts, here on YouTube. And I could probably try to add a link to her channel as well, like I did for Sew Becca last night, or the night before, whenever I was on last. But I support plenty of other YouTubers, so I support them, they support me. We make it all work. And when you can, just visit their channels and hit their subscribe buttons as well, because they're all just as cool. I love watching lots of live chats. So if you like watching live chats like me and you need somebody to hang out with and something to do, it's perfect, because we all do live chat. Hold on, am I still going up there? I am still going up there, huh? My tablet died, guys. I subscribed to her tonight. There's a couple of quilters I'm subscribed to, and I don't ever get their notifications. You know what, Sandy? I don't get a lot of notifications either, and I have rang the bell on all of them. I think it's just a YouTube thing. That's why some people don't even know when I'm on. Honestly, I can't tell you. I have no idea what happened to him. I think it's family related. Honestly, he has posted on other social media, but he hasn't posted anything quilting related, so I'm not sure, and I don't want to speak out of not knowing, if that makes any sense. I try not to get into people's personal business, but quilting business I get into, and I'm 100% not sure on that note. So I don't know. I know plenty of people have messaged him and asked, so yeah, Wednesday. See, I go from channel to channel to channel, so I think I've seen her. Just a couple. Okay, subscriber tonight. Is anybody okay? I know that. Okay, so Anne got 20 feet of ruffles from 40 foot of double folded fabric. Wow, it took me about 2 hours with my swollen hands now to add it to the puff quilt with my double layer backing. I am scared. I would be too. Oh my goodness. Kathy says I'll look her up when I'm feeding the baby. I love to watch quilting videos on YouTube. And I haven't seen your name, so welcome, Kathy. Me too, Sandy. I don't know why YouTube stopped sending. Yeah, see, most of mine that I know when they're on, I usually go on around that time. So that's why I see when they're on. But the rest of the other channels, I don't know why I don't get notifications. I don't know why other people, unless there's so many YouTubers that YouTube is having a hard time keeping up with the notifications, maybe. I'm not sure. Unless they want you to be on YouTube 24/7. So you don't have to get a notification. I don't know. I have no idea. Hi, Becky. And we're here also. Hello from the Netherlands, Europe. Wow, welcome. Okay, have a good day. Okay, Michelle, we'll see you next time. Have a good day at work. Don't work too hard and have fun at work. All right, Michelle. Welcome, Becky. Yes, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of you who are new. Well, I'll turn the camera back down in a second, I guess. I'm cutting my blocks for my TeaQuilts block swap for this year that I'm doing. And if you don't know what that is, I've said it a bazillion times. There are channels on here that I watch as well. So I like to get involved in my fellow YouTuber community when it comes to doing and making things. I think I'm going to take this one a different angle. There we go. Some of these I just got to like make them a little bit more. As they work out, they need to square up a little. Or else one side will be too big when I get to my 10.5 inches. And I don't want to have to cut off too much. And some of these pieces like this, the ones that I'm saving, they're about an inch, and that's what made these right here. So I took a bunch of these pieces and sewed them all together to make these string pieced pieces. And I sewed them all together. That's why two are exactly the same, because they're the cuts from the row, like that. So this piece was about this long, and went across, and I got two cuts from one, and then some of them were really dinky squares like this right here, which only made this. So I got about 1 3/4. Whatever one is the 1 3/4 inch one is the one I got all by itself. I think it's this one. By the way, I had one that was random. It's this one. This was the random one. So yeah, I sewed them all together so that I can add some super scrappiness to this. So I'll save all of these again so that I can add some more super scrappiness. Let me turn the camera back down a little bit. Let's see. Jim says if I'm able, I'll check to see if Tiffany is on. Just remember, when you're checking, it's when you can't sleep. That's how you check to see if I'm on, because you just go to my channel when you can't sleep and you'll know. Then you'll know I'm not sleeping and I'm on here. So, all right, let me put this back down so you guys can see I was in YouTube and didn't get notified. See, yeah. I don't know why or what. I think it's just a YouTube thing, honestly. I think it's some kind of glitch in their program from so many subscribers. All right, so let's watch me trim the rest of these nice and straight real quick. So that way I can get to adding the other sides. Remember, I'm just having fun with it. There's no specific way or order that I'm doing anything, but I am trimming down some of this big stuff off. Kind of starting to square the blocks as I go, just a little bit. I don't want them to be too wonky when I get to my 10.5 inches. And I'm usually pretty darn quick at this part of doing things. So, at least I try to be. I don't want to take as long as I do when I'm sewing, I guess. I think I'm in a dream state, working in my grandma's flower garden, eating ice cream and chocolate and watching. Oh, awesome, Sandy. Redo the belt. Yeah, that's a good option too, Vicki. Yes, thank you for that. Cuts into profits, maybe. I have no idea. Yeah, for those, try Vicki's idea, guys. Go back to my channel and click on the bell again and adjust your notification settings, because you could have it set where you only get notifications at a certain time or something like that, because I know that when I set mine up for a couple of the channels went to other people's channels, I was able to reset when I get notifications and how. Like some of them send it to me in my Google Gmail when there's videos posted. So you can choose to change that if you need to. Come on, stay. See, now I'm starting to sweat. Whew. All this back and forth. Moving around right now. Standing here trimming all these pieces up. Cindy, I need to stay out of the kitchen. I redo belt every time I don't get one. Interesting. Well, I guess you're just going to be like mine is too, Jim. It just happens when it happens, I guess. Sometimes you get notifications, sometimes you don't. Kind of want to make this a little crooked right here because this block looks like it's starting to get too straight. Ooh, I don't know what I did to this one, but I'll fix it. This is like so relaxing, even though it's repetitive and kind of can make your arms tired and stuff. I think it's just relaxing, honestly, just to sit here and trim over and over and over again. Oh, that's okay. I don't know, something about it. The one thing I don't actually like, because this is like scraps, you know, the one thing that I don't really care to do too much is actually, and let's see if you guys, your opinions on this. Is I don't actually like to pre-cut out all the pieces for a pattern. So if I'm following a pattern, I actually don't like to pre-cut out all the pieces. Is that weird, or do you guys do that too? Let me know. For those watching afterwards, let me know in the comments below. Do you like pre-cutting all your fabric when you're doing a pattern? That's one thing I don't like to do. But I can stand here and cut all this like this. I can also stand here and cut all my 2.5-inch squares that I make and 5-inch squares on my personal pre-cuts. I don't mind making all those. So let me know, does that bother you? Can you stand and do this? Or does this irritate you? Can you stand and cut out all the pattern pieces at once for a pattern? Or does that annoy you? As well as this. Like, is this okay? Can you do this over and over repetitively? Let's see. I really do think it is better sliced, but I'm pretty sure you can do something good in your kitchen too, Sarah. I was checking 1 a.m. I just don't need my grandson to do these. I'm eating key lime pie. Oh, Pamela. Sounds good. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It all depends on the blocks I'm making. Yeah, scrap blocks, I think it's fun to just sit and over repetitively because you're changing your direction every time and there's no actual measurement. I think that's the difference here. Lacey's drinking hot chocolate. Yum. You're going to bring me some? It depends on the block. Okay, I already read that one. Yeah, I can only stand up for about 10 to 15 minutes and I get back spasms, so I sit while then stand for no fun. The next drink for chocolate. I like trimming, sewing, cutting, ironing, just all of quilting stuff in general. I love making the first cut into a new piece of fabric. Awesome, Christine. That's how I am too. I just meant like pre-cutting out all pieces to like a pattern. I don't know why. I just don't like doing all that. I don't know. I think it could just be me. I do like all stages of quilting, though. Anything and everything related. I like to have fun with it. And I don't think cutting out a pattern. That's my only thing I don't think is fun, is sitting and cutting out all the pieces, especially if it's for a big, huge, like king-size quilt and you're pre-cutting all the pieces out. I'm not very good with keeping those pieces organized. So yeah, that would be my thing, I guess. I like this though because there's no numbers. I'm not measuring to anything specific. I'm just trimming up the edges, and I don't even have to put the ruler all the way down. I could just line it up and do that, you know, and just see if I pick up one piece at a time. I could just line it up on one end and take it all the way down, and I'm cutting on something on my mat. What is that? That's weird. Interesting. Hit something hard with my rotary blade. So yeah, you can put the ruler all the way down or not, because you're not measuring anything. You're just making a straight line. And shit, you don't even have to use a ruler, honestly. I only am because, well, I'm trying to kind of keep it good. Trying to keep it sort of good. Need some kind of straightness to this as I go. Let's see. Sarah says, okay, you guys, I'm staying out of the kitchen. Lacey hates cutting fabric. Why? Because you want it to stay nice and pretty on a shelf. You're supposed to cut it up. I know what you meant. I'm just saying. So yeah, I'd chop them up earlier, Kathy. I don't usually get all the cutting done since having a baby. I do have a project all cut and ready so I can sew a little bit whenever I get the chance. I like one step at a time. Yeah, I'm a one step at a time kind of. There is something here. What in the hell am I cutting on? It's so weird. I'm wondering if there's something between the blade. You guys know that you can get things stuck between your blades, right? Just be very careful. Pretty sure there's something in there. That feels so weird. Let's see what it's like now. I don't think I cut this yet. Didn't do it that time. I don't know. I don't know what the heck's there. Whatever it is, it's happening when I cut right here. Unless my table is just really filthy, which it is. I do need to clean my mat off. Must have been something in there. Give me 2 seconds. I'll read the comments again because I only have a couple blocks, so I'm almost done with this step. This one was almost perfect the whole time. That's because I put that small piece on. Okay. All right. Let's go back to sewing. I'm gonna throw all this in my little can real quick. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I already saw that one. I like step at a time, yes, but also because my ruler slips no matter what I do or use. Really? Do you use weights or anything, Lacey? Or did you get one of those rulers like I have that was given to me by Teresa, the Quilters Select? I guess I saw an ad that they have, because I get ads on videos. They have smaller ruler sets now, not just the big, huge one. I also, my fussy cut rulers and some of my big rulers have hot glue gun glue on them to keep them from slipping. I actually made a video in way beginning before I even decided to be a full-time YouTuber. Back in the way beginning, I made a video of putting the glue and showed you guys how I was cutting, and my fabric don't slip at all. I can literally just put it down and turn it, no pressure, and my fabric don't move. Nor does my ruler, honestly, unless I move it. Oh, sinister tip. Sinister? What? Huh? Was I doing something weird? I don't cut all at once after I try a block. Then I do a few, and then I sew and see how it's going. Ah, see, yeah, that's perfect, Becky. How many blocks do you have to make? 50. I'm making 50 blocks. Tamara Bradshaw. Hey, Matt. Welcome, Tamara. I didn't see your name there, so welcome. Christine, you probably have a nick in the blade. I have no idea. Probably. Sarah. I'm 40 pounds overweight, LOL, eating with my grandson. Sarah, I have to say, eat what you want. You'll get skinny when you die. Sandy. You're funny. You're sounding a lot better. Who, me? I'm sounding better? I am so congested right now. I feel better. But today's wind and yesterday's wind. I think today's wind is what drew the line in my nose. I woke up feeling good because I was indoors and not outdoors. And then throughout the rest of the day, it was like, I can't breathe. One side I can breathe out of, the other one, I can't. It's like it's just never ending. My goodness. Yeah, you're so right, Cindy. Hi, Denise. All right. Now that I have top, bottom, side, side, now top. Now I'm going to go back to the bottom again on all these, and I'm going to attempt to use up some of these cuts now. I should have thrown them up here where I could reach them, because I have all these leftovers, and these are quite big, so I'm going to use them again. Some of these blocks will get to 10.5 before others will, but since I do have a handy dandy little ruler built into my extension table. Holy moly, that took a lot to get out. I'm only at 5 inches, so yep, 5 inch. This is 5 inches both ways, even though it's cattywampus. And then I have these for when I get closer to 10.5. I'm gonna use those. Okay, those ones aren't as small. Those are the bigger ones. Okay, so these are all the smaller ones. So I'm gonna start adding all these now. And go on this side. Waves, hello. Hello, Denise. My sister's name is Denise. Look at that. Alright, so I'm just mixing them in now. These are fitting pretty darn good. Look at that. Unless they have to trim, because they're already small. That's definitely too small. This one needs a long piece. That won't work. Oh, stay. Also, for those that don't know, I'm actually pressing all the seams away. So every time I have a seam, I'm pressing it away, because most of these are darker than the center. So just in case anybody was wondering, I'm pressing all my seams away. Nope, too small for that one. I'm going to step out of the camera for a second, and I'm going to take my sweatshirt off. I'll be back 2 seconds, even though I'm still here and I can still talk. I just don't want my other shirt to come up while I'm taking it off. Plus, I'm kind of sweaty. My hair is going to end up all in my face. Okay, guys. Whew. I'm getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here, but I can't take off all my clothes. Well, I should probably pull this pile back this way. There we go. This will end up stacking up on top of there. Then I won't be able to see my pieces. Fighting with my dogs. This section with all this spaces, this all the scrap random fabric, the center section is going to be 10.5 inches. And then I have to build around it with a 10.5 inch black on top bottom, and then 14.5 inch black side. So it'll be bordered with black fabric. So pretty much pre-building on the sashing, but there's one problem. It's just doubling, honestly, because somebody else's black block is sitting next to my black block, creating extra wide spaces in between because there's black around it doubly. When I do pre-on sashing, I only add a right and a bottom. How am I going to say this? So that means when the blocks are swapped and it comes back to me, I'm probably to even double the size, not double, but make the quilt bigger when I put them all together, the 50 blocks, I will put sashing in between them, if that makes any sense. Yeah, in between the blacks to separate the blacks. So I'll probably find something that I have enough fabric of to put sashing in between. And this other screen is talking to me. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. There'll be 10.5 for this much, which is going to be a while before I get there. And in the end, let's see if I can open this like I did last night and show you guys. In the end, I don't know how well this is going to come up on the screen. The blocks will eventually look like this. Although mine will be built around a bazillion times because, can you see that? And that's with the black around it. So I know my screen, looking at a screen, is kind of weird, but this section will be 10.5, and I'll stop when I get to 10.5, and then that will be the 10.5, 10.5, and then 14.5 and 14.5 of black. So that's what I'll be building. I didn't print it up because I don't have a printer, so I don't know how to do that. Plus, I don't even know how to do downloads on the computer. I know how to do it from my phone now, but not from a computer. I'm still behind on learning. Did I miss something? Okay, no, I did not. Let's see. Wow, Sarah and Denise have something in common. Yep. Okay, as for my sewing space in the attic in the winter is fun, but the summer not so much. Yep, my long arm is in the summer. I know what you mean. In the winter, it's okay. In the summer, nope. My actual machine has to come inside. Hi, Diane. Hello. I didn't even have a moderator this whole time until you showed up, but I don't get creeps in the middle of the night, I guess. Saying hi to Diane. Hi to Diane. Nice. Nice. About the basement with my sewing space. Fine in the summer, but winter burr. Looks nice. Have nice two-side scale. I don't know about you, but I like it the way not knowing how to use a computer always. Yeah, I really, really, really am sucky with computers and technology. Someday my brain will adapt, but right now it has not yet. I don't know if I want to change that one's direction. Why? Some of these are still too small. Let's just keep adding on. No. Oh, yeah. Anna sent me a seam ripper. Look at that. I got a purple seam ripper. I'm so thankful. It was funny, too, because it showed up I mentioned it on Sew Sunday that I had a broken seam ripper, and Monday morning, Scott brought home a package for me and it had a purple seam ripper. And I messaged her and I was like, how did you get it here? And then I thought about it. Maybe it's because I've talked about needing to get seam rippers for a while and I keep breaking them, so that's probably why. And she had already put it into the mail before I mentioned that my last and only seam ripper had broke. So awesome on Anna for sending me. This one's just like the one I use on the long arm. I like the handle of it. It's the same thing, just purple. So yeah, this is now my second time opening it because I had to open it earlier for something. I haven't had really to seam rip lately since I broke my last one. It's like very rare now, but now that I say that, it's going to start happening all the time because that's just how it works. So Anna, if you see this later, thank you. Oh yeah, and I'll show you guys now. She also, if you're in the group, you know that she has been making pyramid bags. She made me a purple pyramid bag. It says "Made with Magic" on it with a tag, and it has a really cool hook on it. And then it's got a zipper. And then inside are hair clips that are used in bag making. If you guys watch Lauren Mormino, she uses these hair clips. So Anna sent me some to try because I've been making clips, and they lay flatter, I guess, when sewing bags than using binding clips. So we'll see how that goes. So I put them inside here. So I got this cool, I like my binding clips in there. So if I get other little supplies, I'll probably throw them in here. But isn't that so awesome? It's a pyramid bag, and it is see-through. Not totally see-through. So Anna, thank you very, very much for your wonderful gifts. And that's so awesome to have a bag made by you. So I know you'll see this later. So I keep it behind me with all my purple supplies because everybody sends me purple stuff. I got my purple metal thing here, and my purple, everything's purple because purple is my favorite color. I like it when I get really cool gifts that I actually will use. I have gotten gifts in the past from family and friends, over the years. And it's like I never used it, like, don't send me or gift me bath bomb balls or bath perfume sets. And I don't use that stuff because I don't use the perfume and I don't use the smelly body bath washes. And I don't need those kind of gifts. Don't buy me. I don't know. I'm not, it's not that I'm picky. It's just I'll never use it. So I always tell family and friends, now for the last couple of years now, for 4 years, I tell everyone, if you're going to buy me something, buy me fabric or something related to something in this room, like buy me a jelly roll. No, jelly roll. What? I show the family member this, so if you're ever in a store and you see one of these, give me that as a gift because that I will use. It doesn't look like I use them, but I actually stack up, I still use everything, but the pretty ones stay on the shelves. Some of them have plans for anyway. So yeah, that's what I tell everyone now. If you're going to buy me something, buy me that. And if you think you found something that you know I might like or need, make sure I don't have it already first. So, I tell that to family too, especially Alexa, because Alexa got me, my daughter got me a magnetic tray for pins for Christmas, a Fonz and Porter one. And I have another one here, and then I just got the purple one from Anna for Christmas. So I was like, this one could just go in the garage, obviously at the long arm, but so you got to make sure, I tell family and friends, make sure I don't have something already. I mean, I know it spoils gift giving, but just make sure I don't have it already. That's all I ask. So yeah, I love getting gifts though from family that actually can be used. Because that's the whole point I was saying. Because some things I just can't use or won't use. Like, don't buy me pots and pans for my kitchen because we like kind of feeling and buying our own and choosing our own. Don't buy me alcohol because I'll never drink it. I've been gifted wines and like just weird alcohol-y drinks that I will never drink. They come with like the box sets that come with like 2 shot glasses or tall beer mugs, or I'll never use that kind of stuff. And now that I'm a quilter, I tell my family, if it's in my room, buy me something that physically looks or looks like it's needed in here, you know. So yeah, that was my gift from her. And a couple other things. If you guys are in the Facebook group, you guys know that I loved her fairy and butterfly paper templates. I don't know when I'll ever get to this. And I didn't realize they were such little pieces. Her picture over there makes it look amazing, but, and I don't really paper piece, but here it is. Paper piece fairies. Like, they are going to make some cute fairies, and then butterflies as well. But they're so dinky, so dinky. I don't know if I can, if I can just go blow them up somewhere, like blow up the pattern, I guess, to do it, because I don't really want to make really tiny fairies. I want to make them bigger, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I know my mother-in-law's husband, he has a computer and a printer and all that, so maybe he can blow them up to the size, you know, like an 8x11 or something. That would be so much easier for me. I'm probably missing a ton of comments. Oh, let's see, where are we at? Holy moly. You guys have been talking while I'm talking. Okay, I said hi to Diane. Everyone said hi. Said hi, said hi. And two sides to the scale. Still trying to see how far down. I don't know about you, but I like not knowing him. Okay, I already read that one. How much further am I? Heat in the garage. Can you insulate it? We've thought about getting the garage insulated, but it's going to cost too much because we need an all new garage door. We need to rip all the walls out and replace all of the drywall and everything. Our house is, okay, I don't know how to explain it. Newer houses, some of them are built on a lifted foundation. Ours is not. It's in a set in. So in the garage, it's deeper and goes differently. Well, they can go under and spray, but we have older drywall. They would have to replace it anyway. In the roof is all, like the drywall roof part is cracking. So, I mean, they would want to, there's no purpose in putting weight up there with insulation because it's going to crack more and it will just fall through. And since my long arm is in there, I don't want to take those chances. We have talked about many things, removing a wall in here and getting rid of having a hall closet, like a storage closet kind of thing, and just pulling my closet longer. And that will give me 2 more feet of my bedroom or my sewing room so that I can put my long arm in here, but it would make it a lot tighter in here. Then we were thinking about removing this wall when CJ moves out, so that, and just remove part of the wall, not the whole thing. Just part of it so that I can have my long arm on the back side, you know, like a big opening. But then it'll decrease the value of our home because our home is a 3-bedroom and it would be taking it down to a 2-bedroom. So it would have to be put back together again if we were to ever sell, which in the future we were thinking about anyway. You know, when we have no more kids left at all, period, whatsoever, we could just sell it and live in a small RV park or something, you know, I don't know, but something tiny for the both of us and one space dedicated for this, you know. But I don't know. I think it's too costly if we insulate the garage. You know, I was thinking about it. It's going to be more than $5,000 to insulate the whole garage, plus like another almost $2,000 for a garage door. That's having it installed and everything, though. If we did it ourselves, it would probably be more in like the $3,000 range for all the supplies. And then we still have to order a garage door, but we could put a garage door on ourselves. But it needs to be an insulated garage door. Mine is not right now. It has insulation in it because I took it from our neighbor's discarded garage door and I cut it to size and then we taped it in so that I can at least keep some of my coolness in the garage. Hey, I'm cheap. So my neighbor was getting rid of their garage door. I stole all the insulation. I didn't steal it. I think said I could have it, but I took it all out. And Scott says, that's not going to fit. I said, I know. I'll cut it all down. And I cut it all down and put it in the garage door panels, and it's really heavy on our door, so it's really taken a toll on the motor and everything, which has been here since 1990, because this is what our house was built in 1990. So it's just a lot of stress, hassle. are we? In Texas too tomorrow. I know you are. I remember from Australia, Tamara. We're in Australia. My brother lives somewhere in Sydney, Australia. Let's see. Carnes, we have 2. How sweet. Haven't never broke a seam ripper. They always go dull on me. I get them broke. And the last one broke because I think it got knocked down by the kids, and maybe it got stuck under the chair or it hit something. I don't know, but it snapped it completely, and I don't even know where the little pieces are, but we vacuumed since, so I'm pretty sure it got vacuumed up. That's right, you're getting some rain. Okay, I never saw that. I missed you. I was finishing up dirty heyday. I think I saw you. So the same as it's in here. Seen my burn the last couple of days. It's humid and pick. Oh, I love a good job, Anna. Yes, Anna spoils me. She likes to send me lots of gifts. Not lots. I mean, like things that she knows I'm going to use and need. Same with a lot of you. A lot of you have sent me stuff. I just don't do unboxing videos of gifts. Some of the people that do send me things, they actually specifically request for me not to. So if you guys are wondering, like when you see something new, if I haven't said something about it, but you notice I've never used it before, it's most likely new, and it's just from somebody that I can't say nothing because they prefer me not to. Some people are a little bit more secretive, and Sandy probably knows too because Sandy gets mail as well. A lot of YouTubers, sometimes a note will come with a package, or they'll message us in advance and say, can you please not give my name out, and so on and so forth. So it's just something I respect people's wishes, so I just don't do mail videos. But it's really nice. Sometimes I do. I did do it with my birthday blocks, though. Love those magnetic pin trays. Yes, I do too. Mine seems to be holding all the feet for my machine right now. If you haven't noticed, it's kind of overflown. It's got all my machine feet on it, and a bobbin, and a couple pins, because I've been scatterbrained lately and doing lots of mixture. I've been going with things that I absolutely need my 1/4 inch seam, then the ones I use my magnet with my other foot, which is on right now because I was binding earlier, and then I have my free motion foot because I was free motion quilting the other day. So I'm keeping it all right here. Get it done. Keep it all together. Get cute sometimes fast. Good night. Okay, good night, Pamela. I didn't see that. I'm so sorry. You're probably gone by now. And just talking to someone traveling on the path as long as they're safe. I hear you took huge PIA. What's huge PIA mean, Christine? I don't know what that means. How many blocks do I need? Barbara, I need 50 blocks altogether. But I will message T with TeaQuilts, the lady I'm doing the swap for. I'm not doing it for her. I'm doing it for everybody that's in, 50 other people involved. If I need to make any more, just in case. Just close in the area that the door should be tipped. Then we would need permits. Our town is like, I don't know how to explain it. We live in a place that is 100% against adding on or moving or doing something to the home. It's kind of retarded, honestly. Makes no sense, but whatever. Why is this piece there? It's too small. So yeah, we have rules and regulations if we were to enclose or build walls anywhere in the house. We have to get a permit for, which is kind of dumb. Some people build their houses without a permit, but then we would never be able to sell it properly without the proper permits, and we'll have to rip it down. We've already thought about enclosing where my long arm is because we have a boat deep garage. I don't know, for those of you who haven't seen it, someday I'll do a complete tour of everything. And a boat deep garage is where one side is regular length of a 2-car garage, like the depth of it. The other side, so one side of the 2-car garage is small, and then the other side is elongated by another, sometimes 20 more feet for boats to fit. And since we live in a lake town, everybody has boats. So boat deep garages are very, very attractive in homes for sale. Like, everybody wants boat deep garages. We have that. If we were to mess with it and didn't do permits and just built a wall and then whatever, we'd have to tear it down, ruin, fix everything. It would just be a hassle. So permitting it would help us keep the value of the home, I guess, but not as valuable, because most people want a boat deep garage. Anyways, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I should be sewing. But that's about what it is. That's why we haven't done that. We haven't done much of anything purposely so we don't ruin anything or make it less, I don't know. We don't want to make our house not worth as much as it is, if that makes any sense, because we might sell once CJ is completely grown up. And if we get full value, we can afford to buy another house. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to worry about anything. With that about getting us a little RV, but we're like, no, we're not, because I'm a quilter and I don't want to get rid of mine and none of my stuff. Yeah, exactly. They do make, and I've told you guys this in the past, they do make RVs and travel trailers and fifth wheels that are called toy haulers. That would be perfect because the back end of a toy hauler is typically about 14 feet if you get a really, really, really long toy hauler, especially the fifth wheel ones. Thing is it wastes a lot of gas, but you can live in one. They have so much open space back there because they're for toys. They have fold-down bunk beds. They have a fold-down roof. If it's permanently closed and never used as the toy hauler part, and you never open the gate for it, it will fit a long arm back there and a whole entire quilt shop. And the reason why I know is because when we had our quilt show here, there was a traveling trailer, and it's a quilt shop on the road. It is a road quilt shop that goes from quilt show to quilt show, and it sets up, and it's a travel trailer. So I know that those things will fit. It's pretty cool, and I've already had the dream of, being on the road long armor. So it would just cost a fortune to pull a trailer that big. But you can live in a trailer park and still have a long arm in your travel trailer if you have a toy hauler, which aren't that expensive. I mean, you can get a used toy hauler for it depends on the size, but I've seen as long as 29-foot toy haulers, fifth wheel ones, for like $7,000. And that's at an RV dealership around here. So it all depends on what you get. But it's well worth it. You gotta save some money. RV parks are actually cheaper to live in than renting a house. If that makes any sense. I know it because I used to live in an RV park years and years and years ago, and some of you probably do now. I'm trying to find I don't know why some of these smaller pieces are right here next to me. I'm trying to find the right one for this. I have so much dust, I think it's getting in my eyes. Or the one eye, at least. This eye. I've messed with it like 5 times now. When you have to delete a video. Wait a second. What's about deleting a video? Okay, let's see. I don't know what you're saying about deleting a video, though. Yeah, one of those two same colors. Can you just move the wall over a few feet, keeping your 3 bedrooms and making the sewing room? No, because if I go that way, it's like, what, 36, 37, it's about 38 inches wide as a door. On the other side of this wall, over towards my door, is CJ's bedroom door. And then in its walkway path, it's like I don't know, 8-foot long, 7-foot long, it's about a 7-foot long closet pathway, which is only 3 feet from here. So the entrance would be closed off if I pushed this wall over, and then that room wouldn't be big. This room is more square. That bedroom is elongated and skinny, if that makes any sense. That room is like 9 feet wide by 12 feet long. This one is 11 foot by 10 foot, or 12 foot by 10 foot. It wasn't big enough. Yeah. It's 12-10, I think is what this room is. Because my long arm would have fit if it wasn't 12 feet long. I wouldn't be able to walk around it, and the pins won't fit because there's still extra space on the sides. You still need to gathered that. It's the poles that are actually 12 foot long. So I would have needed more space, if that makes any sense. So no, we can't do that, unfortunately. But I can knock out the closet in the hallway, because my closet in here hooks to the closet in the hallway, and that would give me almost 2.5 more feet to this room. And then we just put new wall in the hallway, and this room will still have a closet. We just won't have a hall closet. That's our only cheapest option, is removing that wall right here in my room. Because then all I have to do is just replace the drywall in the hallway, and then in here, because I'd be taking away a wall, but I would still have to put the back. No, I don't have to put a back wall. No, yeah, I do. Whatever wall we replace in the hallway would have to be replaced in here on this side of it, but there would be no more curve to my door. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, because I think you guys are lost here. Okay, so this is my door. That is my closet. If I stand right here, I'm looking at the window side of the wall. From there to in the closet is like 14.5 feet to the back side, all the way in there. So if we remove this section of the wall out, let me turn it back this way just a little bit so you can see. If we pull this whole section, the other side of the wall is just a hallway closet, for like linens and sheets and blankets. So we would just hollow that out, put a new wall to replace, taking the door away and stuff, and then just elongate my room, and my long arm can actually go back here, and it can actually come in the house. That's probably the cheapest thing we can do. The only thing that would have to be done to make it just slightly bit different is we would have to put up soundproofing, because the long arm, for Scott, it's kind of too loud. He can still hear it in the garage, so it would be loud if I was long arming at night. So I would still have to soundproof that whole block of the wall, if that makes any sense. That whole back side and this whole front side, because this is already insulated. That's an exterior wall. Outside here is outdoors, because there's a window right here. And then I wouldn't have to worry about this, because that's CJ's room, and it would be a guest room when he's not here. So when he finally grows up and moves out one day. So yeah, that would be an option, and it would probably be our cheapest option, but right now we can't afford it because I bought a long arm. So we really can't afford to do anything extra unless we've been putting a little bit of money aside so that we can afford to fix things around the house, like plumbing and stuff, because we're having a plumbing issue. But I don't know. We have options. Just the cheapest one would probably be this, but we would need an actual contractor to do it. We couldn't do it ourselves, because I don't know what's behind that wall besides there's electrical both in the hallway side and in this room side. I don't know how that works. And Scott don't either. We're not fixers, I guess the word is. We're not handymen. That's the word. To build a whole new frame for that section. I don't know what is it called? The beams that go across tops of the houses, and some state the support beams. We don't know what's support for the house and what's not. That makes sense. Yes. All I have to do is do black. Oh, you got all your black cut out. Okay. You still have your cold. I am still sick, unfortunately. I can't breathe out of this side. Back here on this side. It kind of sucks. But I feel better, if that makes any sense. I still have a cough. My chest hurts, but I'm 100% sure that the chest is MS related, because with the MS hug, because I have big knots in my chest from it, which happens every time. That would be fun. We also be looking at the garage type 2. That would be awesome. Traveling and sewing. Yes, it would. That was before we got the building. Deleting videos whenever you have to put up. Somebody gives you something. Oh, yeah. That is a hassle to have to do. That's why I don't make unboxing videos of any kind, except for when I, like I said, when I did the blocks. I would love to have a building. We need it insulated with AC. And in the shed, I could tell you a cheap way to do that: egg cartons and big ones that they put on your walls. That would help. But then it would look tacky in here. So that's the only reason why I haven't done anything like that. Or a padded room. Just, yes, I need a padded room. Exactly. You made me cough on that one. If I was going to laugh so hard, I would have been pissed if I wouldn't have started coughing first. Yes, I need a padded room. Exactly. I honestly thought that keeping quilts on this wall would help CJ from not hearing me through this wall. But he hears me. He hears everything I say and do. Same with Scott. He could hear me on the other side. But it's a little bit more dulled of a sound when I put the towels in front of under the door. But it gets stuffy in here because I'm blocking the circulation when air and stuff turns on. It doesn't have an escape route under the door. So, but I have no other way to do it during the night. Gosh, one of these pieces is going to be big enough for that. You guys remember this color? This color was from my a girl's best friend diamond quilt. I'm using it in here. Nobody said I couldn't use solid fabrics. So some of you, so I'm going to use it twice right now, are going to get pieces of my personal quilt. How awesome is that? And that piece will fit for that. This one will fit any of those. So 2 people will get a piece of what was my diamond quilt. How awesome is that? I think that one's my favorite of all quilts I made, besides the Mariner Star. I love the Mariner Star, but it's not my quilt. I made it for somebody, so I just love it because I won awards with it, and I worked my ass off on that one. I was going to say something right now, too. I don't even know what I was just going to say. Something before I read the padded room comment. I know I forgot. I got some antibiotics, taking nebulizer to get rid of this crud. I've been using mine, and it's not, I mean, it's helping, but it's not helping. It gives me a couple hours, and then I'm like, wow. Hope you get better soon. You and Tiffany both. Yeah, well. Mine just keeps seeming to, it's like up and down. If I go outside into the wind or what, I think that's what made it worse, like I said, because I was feeling okay this morning. Which is now yesterday morning because it's today already. Another day. And here is a piece of my diamond quilt as well. That's a cool part about scraps. You can, go back and think, I remember when I made that. One of these pieces is going to fit this last little sliver. Let's see, will it be this one? No. This one? Yes! I'm going to use this last little sliver up. I don't think I'm very good with the whole talking and sewing thing, if you haven't noticed. I don't think I can multitask like some other YouTubers. I can't focus on what I'm trying to say while I'm sewing. Weirdest thing. At least for me it is. Very weird. Oops, come on. Get on there. I also have a hard time reading because I can't see that far, but I know when a new comment comes up, and I can see right here, but I think I have it in the wrong one that's not tilted. I don't know. I love when I make a scrappy quilt and see fabric that I put into other quilts. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, especially because I'm able to tell you guys what quilt it was from. Can't tell you all of them, but I can tell you most of them. Like this is from a table runner that I did. It's on my kitchen table actually right now, and that was in a video, a live feed video. This is part of the back of my mom's quilt she has in California from her Hunter Star, but it wasn't made my personal favorite way that I designed Hunter Star. It's made from the Jenny Doan Missouri Star Quilt Company, where you do a 4-patch and then a star block, and a 4-patch and a star block, and then you have to alternate their direction. I did not like doing that way. My mom loved it, but I did not like making it. My mom loved how the quilt came out, but I did not like making it. And when I came up with my way, and it was almost by accident, honestly, when I came up on it, I was like, oh my god, let's make the Hunter Star because that's what it's turning into. So yeah, it was almost an accident when I did it, and I laid the blocks out that I had practiced, and yeah, it was like it was meant to be that. So that's what I made. So I like that way better. The way my mom's is, I don't. But oh, this piece is from a table runner too. I could tell you what a lot of these are from. I have a horrible memory, but when it comes to my quilts, I remember most measurements. I remember how I put them together. Anything that I've designed or done. Other people's stuff, I have most memory. I can remember how it was done. I have to look at the quilt when it comes to me. I have a visual return memory, if that makes any sense. So I can tell you how I did it and what it ended up. I won't be exact probably, but mostly, especially if I wrote it down. But I have pretty good memory when remembering stuff like this because it was part of my quilting related. Like this right here is from a recent border fabric from a quilt. Oh, don't step under there. I'm going to use it twice though because there's such a long piece. Oh, okay. Almost didn't know what side I added on that. Okay, that's very sweet of you to be concerned. I picked a bag of scraps at a yard sale one time, real cheap, and made a lap-sized quilt as you go, still using the scraps. That is awesome, Jim. Awesome, awesome. I've picked up a lot of stuff, and I've also had people donate me stuff. They've come here. When I first started quilting, I was like on a make a donation. I made a lot of donation quilts. When I first started and actually caught on, I made a ton of donation quilts. And I asked for donations from my local community to make the donation quilts. So people were bringing me bags and bags of batting, not just like not a whole piece of batting, but scraps from quilts. And it was like leftover pieces that I just sewed together on my old machine with a zigzag. That's how I learned to frankenpiece batting to make it last. And people were bringing me truckloads of sheets, blankets, anything that I can use to make my further it up projects. And I made a lot of stuff, and I still have tons of stuff out there, but a lot of it's stuff I won't use now because I know better. But I was upcycling. It was an upcycle type deal. This is from the back of my diamonds quilt right here. That's the backing fabric. So yeah, I know what most of this is. But yeah, in the beginning, I got lots of stuff. And every once in a while, our local thrift store has bags of fabric scraps, but I never buy it because it's usually like $3.99, and you get like a scrap pile that's this big. It's not much for $3.99. I'm like, no, I'll just pass. And the other thrift store gets a pretty good amount, but it's not. It's like old fabrics. I'm not I mean, I have some old fabrics, yardage of it, but there's this like old stuff that's, I don't know, to me it seems like it's gonna fray or fall apart because it's just like 1920s or something. It's not really 1920s, but it's so old, and or some of it looks like it was in like I know some of you have probably been through this, people watching in further future videos. When you live in a place like where Diane is and there's a hurricane come through, and I know parts of Texas have flooded, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, so on and so forth, have had flooding, Florida and so on. People like in those areas who have basements and the flooding, and that's where your sewing room was. Some of the fabric, it smells like it had sat in like a flooded room or something, and some of it I've had gotten fabric that had mold on it before, so I knew it came from somewhere that was just sitting in wetness or moisture. So that for future reference, don't keep your fabric in places that are going to be flooded. If you have a third story to your house, I call a basement first story, middle second story, and if you have a second story house, technically that's the third story because there's 3 levels. If you have a third story of your house, I would keep your fabric up high. On flooding times, I would take all the fabric and just take it upstairs. So, but yeah, it's and we don't. There's some houses with basements, and people do have floods. I know a quilter whose garage just flooded, and all of her stuff got ruined. So I mean, it happens. But I went to a thrift store, and it had molded, like flood-smelling fabric, and it was kind of gross. And like, why didn't they just throw it away? Honestly, the thrift store was trying to sell it for $1.99. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to come back to being normal again. I don't care how many washes it goes through. Mold is mold is mold. So sometimes I do not buy from the thrift store because of stuff like that. And it's hit or miss, honestly, when it's quality. I mean, it's not have to be perfect quality. I buy sheets, but it has to be at least in decent condition. And sometimes the thrift stores they don't know because it's fabric. They're not quilters or sewers or sewists or whatever the word is. So they don't know. They just put a bag of scraps together and try to sell it. So thrift stores are hit or miss on that. But garage sales and estate sales from family members that have passed away, and the family members don't know what their grandmother quilter was, their stuff. Their grandma was a quilter, but she died. They don't know what to do with it all. So they sell it for cheap because they don't know the value of all this stuff. Well, at least to us, it's valuable. But to them, they don't know. So that's the best place to go, is to thrift stores. I mean, estate sales and garage sales, because they don't know, which is pretty awesome. I get really good deals that way. That's how I've gotten actually most of the stuff I have, is because I do that. I go to garage sales and estate sales and stuff. I have a friend that does estate sales specifically, and she's in the quilting community, so she knows, and she'll call me up and she'll tell me if there's an estate sale that's got anything quilting related, especially fabric. The last one I went to, they had an industrial oh my god, what was the name of that machine? Not FAF. I'm trying to think. It was an industrial machine though, and it was really, really cool. The foot pedal, turned it on. It was probably like, I don't know, 80s, 90s model industrial. It was kind of old. It had a little bit of rust on the built-in table that it goes on, but it had the belt on the outside and a big, huge box on the backside that held it, like the motor part. They only wanted $250 for it, and I don't know how much it was worth, honestly, but I mean, that's pretty good for a freaking industrial sewing machine. Come on now. But I didn't get it because Scott said no more sewing machines. So that's a really good place to get fabric and stuff, is estate sales and garage sales. And if it is a quilter or sewist that's getting rid of all of it, it's probably because they've retired, or they're just too, I can't say some people are too old for it, but some people do get too old for it, and their hands can't do it anymore, or mentally or physically, they just can't do it no more. So they're like 100%. They hear you're a quilter or a sewist, and they're like, I'll give you a deal. If you buy this, I'll throw that in. You buy that, and I'll throw another thing in. Just get it all gone, because that's what they do to me. It's kind of funny, actually. I know I'm not making fun of all you old ladies out there with my old lady voice. That is my old lady voice. That is how I will sound when I'm 70 and 80. Okay, now? We can still be friends? Sorry, guys. I'm silly, I know. I get sillier when I haven't slept. For nurses make children's hospital gowns for doctors without borders. They donate their scraps to our guild, and I grab them up. Really cute children's fabrics. That's what I got. The last lady that donated a big tub of fabrics was she made scrub caps and dog bandanas, scrub shirts. I don't think she made the scrub pants though, because the cutouts didn't seem like they were for scrub pants. They just were for shirts because they were like collars. And then she made the hats. I don't remember what else, but she did it for a company that sends all of it to doctors that work in other countries and do their doctor missionary type stuff, free doctor work for countries that can't afford medical services and stuff. And yeah, I got a ton of scraps from her, and I made a couple things with all that. But it was a lot of children's prints and novelty prints. I'm missing something. Okay, saw that. Scraps, saw that. This thing scrolls so fast. Sorry, that's probably why I got so far up there. It's a great idea for me. Can you put stabilizer on that old fabric and make dog beds? Probably, but I don't have an example that I can pull out directly. It's probably in the garage. I have a really, really, really absolutely old as old can be. It's not even flour feed sack type bags type fabric. It is probably older than that. And it is torn, faded, shredded in some areas. I don't even think ironing it would make a difference. I kept it to like tell myself never to get stuff like that again, because it's not workable. Then there's some older fabrics that are really, really thin. They kind of feel polyester, but they're not. They're cotton. It's just the feel of them, the texture, the weave is a little bit different than we have now. So I kind of try to stay away from stuff like that too. I would say stuff like that's like 60s and 70s fabric. Like, I don't know, maybe they mass produced for everybody to make bell bottoms or something. I have no idea, but I would personally never use the stuff ever, but I have it as an example, and it's absolutely horrible. But I guess it just depends, honestly. You can put stabilizer on it, definitely, if it's not too old. Now that I'm thinking of it, let me turn this around if it will turn. So here is my stack of older prints, and like this one is old. I got pins in it. I stopped pinning, honestly, but there's still some that I don't touch that have pins in them. I don't know. This is like 80s. This one is good. Like, it's very nice. It's pretty tight. It feels good, but this is like 1980s. But then you go and grab, let me see if I can't get this to go back in here. Which way is it? Who knows where this is aged from? But this is another flower print, and this is cotton. But it feels disgusting. Absolutely. Like, you can even hear that. You hear that weird sound? And it's very see-through. So you can see my face. I can see you quite well. It just feels weird. It smells old too. It has no stretch either way. Like, I have no idea what it's for. Cotton. It's absolutely horrible, though. I don't like it. I would have never purchased something like this if I wouldn't have known back then, but I started collecting this stuff, you know? And I said, well, someday I'll use it. And, well, I haven't yet, but someday I will. There's quite a few of them. This one is really, really, really old, too. This one, you can see it in the print. See if the light shows it. It almost reminds me of tattoos, you know, like old style tattoos almost. But this stuff feels gross too. It's, I don't know. It just feels weird and gross. But yeah, it would be good for dog beds and stuff like that. And this one looks like furniture, couch furniture print. But it's not upholstery fabric. This is cotton. Very thin cotton. But the print is ugly as can be. Like, seriously. I have lousy video quality, but in person, it's ugly. So this is definitely dog bed type stuff. But yeah, these are my old prints that are just, who knows how old that is. That's very old. So yeah, I have my old stuff. You can tell the color was like funky on some of these. And this one's probably not old, but this is like a reproduction. I love this. This is one of my favorite ones. Some of you probably even seen this. Isn't that adorable? And the background is like I guess I would say copper orange color. You can't really tell on camera, but it's so cute. So some of these I kept because it's like reproduction. And this is like a novelty. I still have yet to figure out a use for this, but this is actually kind of cool. I really want to show this, and then I gotta get back to some sewing, or else I'll be doing this all night long. This has paintings on it. Famous paintings. And they're printed paintings. Let's see if I can't open it a little. Printed paintings. Can you believe that? Isn't this so cool? It's fabric with paintings. So it would make a really cool quilt back probably. Or I can fussy cut these out and do something with it. Look, there's a cat lady. Can you see that? And this is old. I can tell it's old. It feels even old. And it, like the texture of it. But yeah, it's got old paintings on it. Isn't that the neatest thing? And I have a whole 4 yards and 32 inches of it. And the background is like a, I would say this is like a forest. No, this is like a hunter green. It's not as dark as forest green. Hunter green is lighter. It's really cool. I like this, but I don't know what I'll ever use it on besides the backing or cutting each individual picture out and making something else with it, I guess. I don't know. Except for the round one. But it's really cool. So these are my old, this is my old stuff shelf right here. And then this bottom shelf is my panels. For those that are new to my channel and haven't seen a room tour, this is sort of a turn the camera around quick and show you the shelf. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, it could be cut out and put into frames too. That would be kind of cool, actually. So yeah, I have some weird stuff, you know, fabric-wise. Most of that was picked up at yard sales and garage sales and stuff, and or donated. I don't think much of that one, the stuff that's there is donated. The stuff I have in the garage, though, was. I haven't really organized my garage stack. I have a couple tubs in the garage that I should have CJ bring in because they're really heavy so I can start going through it because I do have a lot more stuff. And I should start using it up. That way I can get new. If Scott knows I'm using up the crap that I have stored, then he probably would be a little bit more okay with me getting something new. I haven't come across the specific block I was looking for. I must have already sewn on it. Interesting. This is in my birthday quilt. My mom made the block, the snail trail block, with this fabric. I don't know if I saw that and said, "Good night, Denise. Sorry, I tried to scroll up." It sounds like a canvas sewing machine. It could have been. I think the people that did it did upholstery because they had a bunch of those big long rolls that fabric comes on anyway, of upholstery fabric, which is canvas, I think. So. And they also had rolls and rolls and rolls of the thick batting that goes in furniture. I thought you can sew on any industrial machine, anything anyway, so. Because Jordan Fabrics and all sorts of other YouTubers use industrial machines, I've noticed. This is semi-industrial, for those that don't know. Oh, good, you caught that. My dear mummy. I'm curious what that had said. That had to be removed. It sounds like a polished strand garment fabrics. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm not really a fabric. I like collecting certain things because it's cool, but sometimes I don't fully know. I can tell just by feeling most things, but some of them I just can't tell. Especially the older stuff. Can't tell. And you said they all look pretty all lined up. And pretty awesome. Oh my gosh, I have a snow globe pattern for some of those paintings. Really? Cut out back and frame. No, it's one that look. I could look through your stash all night. I really don't have much, honestly, guys. I just have tubs of it in the garage that I haven't finished with the whole room swap because that shelf is dedicated to books and stuff, and those are the top two shelves on both are fabric, and then the rest is pretty much my pre-cut storage bins. That's it. It's like I really don't have as much. Okay, you said thrift store that had donated fabric gone now. Oh, really? That's weird, Jim. The thrift stores and stuff closed too, just like any other place, honestly, I think. Like local thrift stores. One of ours had to move because the building they were in was too expensive to rent, and it's a thrift store. I mean, they don't really make much money. What time is it for everybody? I've been on for 2 hours and 19 minutes now. It's 2:19 a.m. Wow, did I start like exactly midnight? That's weird. It must have. Oh, and this is on the back of holy moly. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I have to look at the name of it because it's right here. Daybreak. I did a cozy quilt pattern called Daybreak, and I named it Holiday Break because I used all holiday fabric, and this fabric was the backing fabric. What am I doing here? That's weird. Here's a big one. What's that? Oh yeah, that works better. Exactly. Trying to use every bit of that. Don't want to waste the ends. This is on the back of a baby quilt that I did. No, not baby quilt. My all pink quilt. You guys remember I did actually a video on the all pink quilt. This is the backing fabric from that, which never sold, so it's in the stack of quilts. I figured it would to a family that has a little girl or something, but it never did. I still have lots of quilts for sale. Whole cabinet filled with them that's exploded into in here because now I have a stack in here. Only some of them I kept to have on hand. Like, most of my quilts are for sale, even the ones that are, like I said, kept for on hand. I kept some for on hand for quilt shows that are made that are quilt show worthy. So some of those are in my stack of for sale stuff, but if I need it, hopefully it doesn't sell, but I want it to sell, because I can always make another something or another. But I have a bunch of quilts that are quilt show worthy. And I could put my a girl's best friend quilt in the quilt show, but I don't want no one to see the back because I had tension issues on the long arm because I used white, gray, black, and ocean blue on the top, but black only on the back. And some of the areas with the white and the gray and the ocean blue you can see underneath on the back side because I had a couple tension issues. Every time I had to swap threads so much, it was skirting with my tension. So I don't really, it's not horrible, but, and somebody that doesn't know would never know, what that is. But a quilt show person would know. But it could still go into a quilt show. I mean, I guess. It'll just be a little bit on the funky side on the back. If nobody looks at the back, it's okay. I didn't pick it out either because I knew that nobody's going to see it on the back because it's on my bed. Nobody will ever see the back of that quilt. Besides me, my husband, and my kids, and anybody I have ever pointed it out to. That's why I didn't show it to even you guys on here or on Facebook or on Instagram. I kept it off of all of that because I don't need the back scene. It's not horrible, but it's not my liking, I guess is the word for it. All right, now that I have attached all this, I can read some comments. Let's see. Good night, Christine. Nice. Walking foot. Industrial sewing machines can sew almost anything. That's what it was. It had like a rail. Okay, so I had a motor back here, and it had a rail that came across it, and then it had like a 2-pin unit or something like that came from this rail bar thing that came from the big box motor thing, and I had no clue even how to thread it or anything. But when I asked, because out of curiosity, you ask when you see a sewing machine, and she said $250, and I was like, and I went over to Scott. He was, I don't even remember who Scott was talking to somebody about something like a ladder or something, and I asked him, and he said, no. Don't you think you have enough? And I said, well, no. He goes, where would you even put it? Like in the garage? Because it was on a, big industrial, built-in table, and the machine is like this long. It had a really long throat. That was another thing. It had I would say, 16-inch throat, maybe. Like, it was pretty big. It was a big industrial machine. I don't remember the name, but I think it started with a P, but it wasn't a FAF. Like, I don't know what it was. And I don't even want to bother looking at pictures. I have the Juki like yours. Mine is TL98QE. After 4 years of perfect stitches, I'm having tension problems or thread shedding, skipped stitches. I've done everything 3 times. I'm just sick. Maybe you'll have to find out if you have you checked to see if you have thread buildup in between your tension discs? I've had that before. Also, I'm thinking skip stitches. What else causes skip stitches? Oiling your machine, keeping it oiled, cleaning out in your bobbin area, but skip stitches usually is a problem with somewhere up here. I've read, I'm not 100% accurate, but I've read a lot. Skip stitches comes from somewhere in here because of, in the motion of going up and down, because the skip always happens on top where you can see it. So, I don't know. If you can't figure it out, I would take it to a repair person or ask somebody that's a repair person. That one was a strong one. Sorry, guys. It really feels like it's pushing my chest out on both sides. I've been trying to prevent the coughing. So I'm another cough drop. That might help. Diane's 319. Chris's 419. 3 in Missouri. Christine's husband. Yeah, I saw that. 7:20 p.m. Wait, Tamara, where are you at for it to be 7:20 p.m.? Something on. I think I remember seeing it, but you'll have to say it again because I'm pretty sure I saw it. I just don't want to scroll back up. Starts with an A, probably. Everyone, have a great what's left of the night. Take care. God bless. All right, Kim, we'll see you next time. Thank you for hanging out. Love all pink, purple, and green quilts. Okay, so I took $1 bill in the tension disc, cleaned 3 times. Okay, so it's probably not that. I can't afford repair costs. Have you? Now I know most people don't do this. Do you have a an air compressor, Brenda? Or a husband or family member or somebody with an air compressor? Like I've made a video to show you guys. I take the bottom of my machine off and I take an air compressor to it and clean. I mean, literally, the air compressor has no moisture, so it can't ruin anything. And I've already been told it's okay because of the machine that we have. And I blow out all the air. I come from the top. I have a video. It's way far down on how I clean my machine. Just type in how I clean my sewing machine in the search bar, and it'll probably bring that video up. If not, just look for the one that's from Tiffany's Quilting line. I take it all apart, and then I also blow in through here, and it blows it down. That way, anything that blew up from the bottom comes back down this way. I also come from this angle, blow it that way, and down again from over here. Every once in a while, when I can't, normally I just kind of blow the dust with my hand or clean it with my little brush thing. But once every couple months, like 3 months or less, I take this whole entire thing. I don't carry it. Someone else does because these are heavy outside. And I use the air compressor and I blow this whole thing out. And then when I bring it, after I put it back together, I bring it back in, I oil it up, and then I run the machine. I have no thread in it when I do this. And I keep no bobbin or bobbin casing in also when I blow it out. So just letting you know to remove those things so you can get the whole entire thing. Blow the whole thing out. When I bring it back in after it's put together, I turn the machine on, and then I just put the pedal to the metal. I turn the speed all the way up. It has the speed adjuster. And I let it run up and down, up and down, up and down after oiling it. Then I stop, and then I re-oil it one more time, and then it's ready to use. Anything that happens, skip stitches, tension issues, all of that, it goes completely away. I even use my fingers to pull open the tension bars so that the air can blow through there completely. Like this thing is 100%. This top tension disc, there's a top tension disc and another one with the Juki, so it's the same exact thing. I blow all that out. This whole section, it's like this thing works like something magical just happened to it when I clean it, and it's like everything's fixed. Any problem that it has, it's 100% fixed. It's the weirdest thing. But that's how I clean my machine. You guys can go and see the video for those of you who are curious. Okay, I'm going to attempt to pronounce this. I know Australia, obviously. Is it Cairns? Cairns? K-A-I. Cairns. R-N-S. Cairns. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think I'm getting it wrong. Brenda, you're tiny, maybe off. Rethreaded, change the needle, change the thread, and replace the bobbin. If it's still acting up, then the timing is off. Exactly, that could be. I have one at work. That's a great idea. I tried everything, going to do that too. And don't forget, skip stitches is also needles and everything, like Diane said. It's also needles. It could be the kind of thread you're using versus your needle ratio. Like, say, a 50 weight thread and a, I think it's 80. Hold on. I got to think about this. I remember it. 80. Okay, 90-14 should be for 40 weight to 60. It's the 116. That should be for the thinner thread, so the 30 and under. There's a chart online. I know there is. An 80-12 should be for fabric-wise. There's also a fabric chart for needle versus fabric. And I know that the 80-12 is good with stretch fabrics. I don't sew stretch fabrics, but I have them anyway. Hold on. I'm trying to think. The 75-11, those are for like polyester blends. I think it's not just polyester. There's something else. Blended fabrics like rayon and stuff. 110-18. I don't remember what that's for, honestly. There's two charts online. There's one for the needle ratio with thread, what needle and thread should go together, weight-wise. And then there's also, and if you don't know the weight of your thread, you can look it up online, because some of those stickers that are on the thread, that come underneath or on top or bottom, sometimes they're not there. So if you don't know the weight of your thread, just look it up online. You should be able to find it. But there's a list. And then there's also a list what needle to what kind of fabric ratio online. Just Google it. Should come right up. I used to have it printed on a piece of paper. I don't know where the paper is. But when I was in the garage, and Diane, you probably remember this, it used to hang right next to my desk. I had two little charts that I kept. One for needles, the needle fabric ratio, one for the needle thread ratio, and then my other chart that hung was the average mattress sizes, so I knew how big I wanted my quilts to be. And it used to hang on the wall. I don't know where I stuck it, but it's in a lot of my old garage videos. It's like literally hanging right in front of me on the wall next to the sewing machine. Let's see. First time you had it. Cairns? Is that what I said the first time? Holy cramoly. I don't remember. I hear you, Brenda. We just Texas too broke. It's the same glide thread I've used for 4 years. Absolutely everything is the same. Must be the one. What needles do you use? Well, the ones I just had are cheap knockoff ones that I got online. I ordered them on Amazon, and they were supposed to be one thing, and they came to me. So I use these in my brother machine. They are brand Chingy Chang Chung Choo 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 Wang, because I have no idea what it actually says. The only thing that is actually readable, oh my god, I'm so far away. The only thing that's actually readable is the numbers on it. So they are all, I'm not making fun of anybody that's Korean or Japanese or Chinese or whatever, but they are ching chang walla walla bing bang. I have no idea what that even comes close to saying. Everything on here. Here we go. Shanghai Shangagongoing Needle Co. I don't even know what I don't know. You want needle? We give you a needle. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, just had to throw that in there because you guys know I'm silly. But I don't know what they are. But this machine, I use Oregon needles only on this machine, which is the gray package. And for those of you who are new to it and don't know what an Oregon needle brand is, it is this brand right here. This is the logo that's on it, and I've showed this to you guys in plenty of videos. They're Oregon needles. This is the brand I use for the Juki. Always have, always will. I love this brand. They stay pokier longer. They thread easy. And ever since, like, when I first got this machine, I was using other needles. My thread don't rip, tear, break, as ever, really. When it does, it's my own personal fault from doing something. These needles have been amazing, but I keep them specifically for this machine, and I use the crap in the brother. I don't have stitching problems. Those Chinese or Japanese or wherever Shanghai is, those actually aren't bad. They're just, some of them kind of look like they were rusted in the part that goes up into the machine. The needle part itself wasn't. The top shaft part was. So they're probably like refurbished or resharpened needles, or they were sitting in an area and they just said, oh, hey, let's sell these to quilters in America. I don't know. But whatever it was, I have a ton of them, and I use them in the brother. I've tried other brands, Singer. I have some Singer ones that I used in the brother, Singer brand needles. It's no big deal what brand you use and whatever. It's a needle is a needle, as long as it fits with the shape of the shaft. This one, they go in a specific way. These are side loading. Those ones are front. So yeah, that's another difference. And long arm needles are also 100% different, and I have that explained in a totally another video. So yeah, you guys probably just got a kick out of me saying I'm sorry, and I'm not making fun of anybody. That's, you know, whatever Shanghai is. But yeah, I can't read the writing. I don't know where it came from. Do not know the origin. Could never tell you. I have not tried titanium. I wanted to for the long arm, but then I read some articles online about using titanium needles in other long arms compared to Gamel. Gamel says it's good, but all the other long arm brands say no. Like, I just, you know, I research and read a lot of stuff. I'm a reader. Yes. Okay, I got it right. I'm replying to you, Tamara. I am laughing. You haven't said anything at all, Anne, and then randomly you hear me say something funny. You want me? I do nail? I get your nail done? Yeah? Sorry. I only say that because of going to the nail salon all the time. I wish I knew what most of them were saying. It would be wonderful to know. So since they know what I'm saying and I don't know what they're saying, I'm allowed to make fun of it and make up my own talk. Group question. Anyone use a quilting planner or journal book? I have two. Anna sent them to me a long time ago. One of them has a journal in it. I wrote some things. The other one I haven't wrote anything in because the book is too pretty to write in. And then I do have one for the long arm. I do keep a journal for the long arm. So I don't know about anyone else in their group. You can ask everyone in the group though, but I have a long arm journal. I write down everything from the date to how many stitches were stitched on that specific quilt, the amount of time my machine ran for it, the amount of time that I was actually working on it, as well as the name of the quilt, the type of fabric the backing is, because I use flannel a lot, or sheets or whatever, because that tells me when I need to change my needle, even though you should change the needle every project. I don't on my own personal stuff. If it's a customer one, they get a fresh new needle. But personal and all the crap that I do for this, every 3 quilts, maybe. But I do keep a journal if I change that or if I put something fresh in. I do put the name of the quilt, the size of the quilt, and yeah, I keep a journal for the long arm. That's the only thing I keep a journal for. Everything else, I forget. I totally forget. I don't remember. I could put the journal right here and leave it right here, and I'll forget to write in it. I think it's selective forgetfulness because I'm too lazy to do it. Don't hate me, but I have good luck with Walmart needles. Why would I hate you? I bought needles at Walmart too. I buy fabric at Walmart. Most people don't like that. Well, I can't say most because a lot of you guys are cool with that, but there are some people that don't like the quality. It's not my fault. I like it. I don't mind. Me love you. Me love you long time. Oh yeah. Oh. Always says that in a Chinese tone. I've been on 1600. I used Janome needles, Corking needles, and Schmetz. That's another brand that I've used. I also use Superior needles. I need to try to get some sleep. Bye, everyone. Okay, Lacey. Sleep well. We'll see you next time, my mom. All right, guys. I'm going to press these, and then you can hang out with me while I press them back, like so, and then I'll trim them, and then we can get out of here. So we'll be here for a little while. Let me plug the iron. And I will turn you to the iron. And you can stare at my quilt. Let's turn it up a little so you can see up top too. I'm going to bring this over here so I can read it. I thought I might go to the bottom to shop, see if it looks damaged. Might take my bobbin. You mean the bobbin casing to the shop? Yeah, some Walmart fabrics are not good. Yes, I know that, but I've never had a problem with my Waverly solids. Those are the main ones that I use, is the Waverly brands. There is another Waverly brand though at Walmart. Like it's the same Waverly brand, but I don't know if it was made for something other than quilting, but the quilting cottons I've not really had too many problems with. I don't like the glittery fabrics. Absolutely 100% hate glitter fabric with everything. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. It's like the worst thing ever made is glitter fabric. And I'm trying to think of a brand that came from Walmart. Okay. This is how Jim says some are questionable. Here's a nice Waverly Walmart fabric. I'm going to take my pins out of it so that you can see this. So you guys get little me feeling it demonstrations. Okay. Very, very, very nice. The selvage is very thick. The fabric is, you can hear that. It's really nice. And you can hear the stretch side. Very nice. And it's not see-through. Hello? No, can't tell. Oh, there it is right there. So it's not see-through. It is very, very thick. Let's make sure for a fact this is the Waverly. Yeah, okay. Then you come over here to this. Same thing, except this is not going to have a writtenable selvage on it, probably. Let's see. Yeah, this is another Walmart one, but it doesn't have anything written on it. Okay, you can see all folded like this. You can see right through it, and it's folded in 4. You see that? You can see the other ones behind it. It's folded in 4. It is 100% super duper see-through, as well as, see that difference? It sounds so weird. And then when I do it this way, it's not as deep in it. It doesn't have much stretch. This part is very see-through. Hi. You know, like, but it's sold in the cotton, 100% cotton, so I don't use it for much. It's usually like testing pattern fabric because it's just not, it's not my thing. And I don't, you know, because I already have it, I have it. But it'll be used up. But when there's no more left, I would never buy this brand again. I've learned my lesson on some things. Same with Hobby Lobby and Joann's. Joann's has a lot. Country Classics is the brand. Absolutely 100% garbage. So for those of you who like shopping at Joann's or are new to sewing, stay away from Country Classics brands. It's 100% garbage. And I use sheets. Okay. I just don't like the Country Classics brand. I hate it. Absolutely. So Walmart would be hit and miss because of they do have a lot of really good ones. And Waverly is a really good brand. I mean, their solids are awesome. I've never had a problem. They're shredding like any other shredding on any other print of fabric. But some of them may shred a little bit more than others, but I really don't care. And they shred more if it gets stuck under your foot anyway on your machine. It's not, you know, from moving it around. It's not because of the fabric is horrible. It gets stuck and it pulls. No big deal. But yeah, there are some that are 100% trash. So some of them you just got to watch for. And I can't tell you what it's called. There's another brand that Walmart sells that's pretty funky. I don't remember the name of it, but they're offhand. Sorry, I thought I had a bolt over there that I could remind myself what it's called, but it's probably buried and it'd take too long to find it. Does it make a difference in stretching issues? These are starched. I was doing a test with markers, by the way. This is starched. Can you see? I can still stretch it. And this is heavily starched too. It's like paper. It's like piece of paper. And this one is wet, starched, wet, and starched again, and wet again. You can tell because my marker got blood. It bled, as you can tell. And then pressed and wet and starched again. And this one, you can see how it's folding differently when I pull. Look at that. It folds it completely in half. I would say if you are 100% into the starching your fabric thing, I would say wet your fabric first. Press it really nicely with lots of steam. Make sure it got wet. Then starch it. And then press it again. Because if you want it to be nice and the stretch puts it back into place, then I would say that way. This is just starched only. No wet, no nothing. And this one doesn't do it like that. I mean, it kind of does it, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. This one went back to place better than this one, though. I can see it. You can see it in the, I don't know how to say the word. You guys know what I'm saying? The threads that go this way and that way, the weave of the fabric. There we go, the weave. You can see from the pulling. So, just letting you know. But I don't starch my fabrics. And actually, sometimes, like all this, that was starched individual. The blocks that everyone sent to me, I pressed it because they came in the mail. They were folded in envelopes. So I pressed them, but some of the creases were in envelopes for so long that it didn't, you know what I mean? It didn't come out. So I pressed them, sprayed them with the water bottle, pressed them again, and then I starched everything to get it to lay. And then A lot of times I'll starch a single block if I need to, but most of the time I don't starch anything until I get to the long arm. Then I starch the whole entire quilt completely because I need it to be as flat as possible there. In here, I could care less. I finger press all the time, guys. I don't even need starch. Although that would probably be the finger pressing. Anyway, I was doing a test. And here's just wedding fabric. The ends folded up like this. You can see the ends folded up. It does not lay flat at all. This was no iron. This was just wedding. And look at that. I still had my words did not. They just like bled. I guess I bought the wrong kind of pen. I didn't know and I didn't look up reviews. I saw it at the store. I had 40% off coupon like everybody does for Hobby Lobby, and I just bought them. So it looks like I need something else. Marker wise. Anyway, yeah. I don't starch though. Yes, no glitter. No more glitter. I did a whole quilt back in glitter recently, and it was absolutely a disaster. I wash all the quilts before the owners take control of them, and it had glitter, and it got glitter all over our whole washing machine, and then it got glitter all over our dryer, and then that glitter spread to our clothes, which spread to our bodies, and it just doesn't go away. No more glitter fabric ever again. Use best press, but I watch Fonz and Porter and Angela Lynn. She soaks her fabrics in starch, let it dry, and iron, makes it like paper. 50-50 starch. See, I don't do that, but then some people do. Some people prefer it. Sorry, I'm going to move some of this out of my way, and I'm also going to cut this off real quick. And I also got Walmart fabric. I mean a pale red, so I got Walmart fabric. Wash it to get it to fade. Yes, red. I can tell you right now. These are the colors that bleed right now. This is my very colorful stack. 1, black. It bleeds, but it doesn't heavily bleed. Color catchers get this the best if the quilt is already made with it and you didn't pre-wash it. Orange. These are Waverly brands. This bright orange, can you see how bright that is? This bright orange bleeds. Color catchers if the quilt is already pieced together. But I do recommend pre-washing the fabric, then press it when you're, done. Surprisingly, this yellow bleeds. It turns whites if you're washing it with whites. It turns the whites slightly like a dull yellowish color. Almost looks like you have some weird stain. This green, it is not a dark green. It's not totally dark, but this green bleeds. And I don't have the exact name of the color, and I'm sorry, but just know these are typical through Walmart ones. This dark blue bleeds, and there's another dark blue, but I don't have it. Bleeds a lot. And the red, and there's like 2 stages of the red color that bleed. The dark pink don't bleed, and there's like a maroonish color that bleeds too, but I don't have it. But yeah, these brighter colors, these bleed the most. But it won't dull the fabric. It still has that vibrant look to it. It doesn't get dull, which is the good part. And you want that. You don't want the fabric to dull. You just want that excess color to come off. So I recommend, if you don't pre-wash the yardage, then I would say use color catchers. And I put, depending on the size of the quilt, if it's a baby quilt, I put 2 color catchers. If it's a lap quilt, I put 4 color catchers. If it's a queen size, I put 6 color catchers. if that makes any sense. And those are sold in the whatchamacallit department, the laundry department. So yeah, these are the colors that bleed the most. And I don't mind it. There's also a charcoal gray. You guys can hear me, but you can't see me. There's a charcoal gray that bleeds as well. I don't have it, but it's not horrible either. But it's not just Walmart's Waverly brand. It's not just Walmart's Waverly brand that bleeds. Every brand I have bought bleeds. You can test it for yourself. So, and I can't say most because I know, but Benetrek's fabric, they have fabrics in there that bleed. Trying to think where that other one was. Robert Kaufman. There's a couple Timeless Treasures prints that have bled that I have gotten. Trying to think. I'm like, I don't know. But I even bleached it. It would not fade. It was very good fabric. Oh, with a white, probably. You bleached a white, probably. I'm going to cut these while I'm right here. If they're too long, instead of walking back and forth, so that I can read. Starch before Diane starches before forever. See, I don't know. I'm kind of lazy about it. And I use cheaper starch too. I use this right here. The Faultless. And I like this smell, the purple can, because it smells like lavender. This is what I use. I can't afford Best Press. It costs too much. My husband would kill me. And that you can buy at any dollar store or anything. Yeah, I read that part. Okay. If you're just wondering if helped, just wondering if it helped a newbie with cutting and assembling. It depends. If you're doing something complicated, and I can tell you this because I have done super complicated projects, and most of you have saw me do it because I got frustrated. It depends. If it's super complicated and you 100% feel like lots of bias seams, like diamonds, that you guys have seen me do, you'd want to press put starch on that and press everything and make it perfect. But if you're just making 4 patches or 9 patches or simple cuts that are not all on the diagonal, or even just half square triangles, and you're making multiples of them, honestly, it's up to you. But if you sewed that seam good and you didn't, stretch it out too much on the diagonal, because you got 2 seams running on the bias, if you didn't stretch it and yank it and cause it to bow in any way, I think you're fine. But if you're going to do something that requires precision piecing, I would say starch, If not, and it's just like you're putting something together like this, I wouldn't. I don't even see a block in here that would need, honestly, any kind of... There's no block in here that I would have starched, honestly. I don't see anything that I would have that would need a starch pre-project, unless you're doing something specific, honestly. Brenda uses the thing. I always do a fade test. Normally, I only have problems with Petites. Yes, Petites fade. They have for me at least. I mean, this is one of the blocks from Christine in Australia, and it faded when it was washed. So I mean, I guess it's hit or miss. Oops, where did I put that there? I haven't even folded it back. Sharp rotary cutter is your best friend. Exactly, a fresh blade. That helps. Always helps. trying to think of other things that would help. Like what I'm doing right now, there is no need to starch, like at all whatsoever. There is no need for any kind of accuracy for anything. Now, I don't know how, I should have starched all these centerpieces that I started with. I should have starched all those to start with, because now I have to starch them afterwards, press them, the whole block, when I'm completed with them, I'm going to starch them and press them, because I've already tried writing on this fabric since, and it's not stiff enough, so all my little test papers over there, yeah, you can't write in these centers. You need to pre-starch the centers of stuff like this if you're going to be writing your name and stuff for block swaps, because all it's doing is stretching the fabric when I go to write, even if I'm barely touching, which causes it to smear more. And I want my name to be legible. So I'm going to starch them, press them, wet them, starch them, press them so that they're pre-wet, and then write my name, and then press them again so that I can heat in my name into them, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. So I should have starched it prior to, only because I'm writing on the center. But I didn't. But I should have. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm different than a lot of people. I try to do things cheap, simple. I skip a lot of steps. I know you guys are like bored probably now. Not anything exciting going on right now. Oh, stay. Trying to make sure I trim them up a little bit right now. Try ironing some wax paper before writing. Stabilize. You can reuse it over and over. And have it right visible for me. Some wax paper. I didn't think about that. That might actually help. But instead of messing with everything, that's wax paper. It's right here. I use wax paper often when I'm designing. I always tell Scott, I'm like, I need more wax paper. Why do you need that for? Because I need it for the quilt. What do you use that for quilting? It's like it helps stabilize my pieces. He always looks at me funny. I guess somebody doesn't understand if you don't do the hobby. So what are you guys all doing right now? Anybody else still sewing? Taking my time showing you guys everything and anything. Tonight's episode is literally full of everything and anything. Can you guys hear me? Over here? Got 20 28? How many? Oh, 28 of you. Look at that. Probably should have cut first, but I guess doing it over here is okay. I just cleaned up my area and heading to bed and fall asleep to YouTube. I have to get up for school. I have to get kid up for school in 3.5 hours and babysitting grandmothers till 6 p.m. Hi. Well, then you get to sleep. You just don't have to stay up here. If this is not something you normally do, or you're not hyper as hell like I am in the middle of the night, you don't have to stay up with me. You aren't missing anything. Just the backside of me and some ironing and some chit chat about random everything. Other than that, you won't miss anything because the videos are available for later. So, I mean, you don't have to stay. I like to chit chat, and a lot of you don't even chit chat in the middle of the night with me. So, some of you just hang out and watch or listen. So, just know that you can talk. Feel free. And if you can't because you're on a TV, then I understand that too. I've been on for a while, but the other day I was on for 3 hours as well. Some of these blocks are really small still. You have to go around them a few times. It's kind of like a log cabin or a courthouse steps block. Give me a minute. I'll finish this. Try not to waste too much fabric. I don't like to waste fabric. Like it. Really annoying to me, actually. Because I know I can use it for other things. Oops. That piece is savable. That piece is savable. Alright, almost done. Now you know why I cut first usually in bulk. Because pressing in bulk is easier. Alright. Ouch, that hurt. That just hurt myself. Alrighty. Trains. Okay, I already saw that. Just cleaned up. I already read that. Okay, well, it's been awesome. I've got to get ready for work. Going to dig out my oldest fabric to share on page. Have one for. Okay, Brenda, that would be cool to see. I actually have some just for you guys. Um, a couple of my pieces actually, the selvages, when they first started printing words on them, I have a couple pieces of fabric that actually have the date on them, like 1970, 1960 to, so on and so forth. And I actually have used up, I had 1972 Hawaiian print from Hawaii, um, actually from Hawaiian textiles. And we had our neighbors used to live, and they used to live there. They don't anymore. They moved, and I made them a quilt with the Hawaiian textiles because he had used to be in the Navy or Marines. I don't know what he was in, but he had been stationed in Hawaii for many, many, many years. And in 1972 is when he had either left Hawaii or something happened there, and he came back to the States and had never gone back. So I made him a quilt from all his stories out of all the Hawaiian textiles that I had that were dated 1972. And he's like, I can't believe you remembered that story. And I was like, this is just to commemorate your time in Hawaii. It was kind of cool. He really liked it. They were bright and cheery. Not cheery, but, yeah, cheery, of course. But they were bright and bold fabrics, very, very bold colors. And yeah, he got a major kick out of them and thanked me at the storm for making it. It was pretty cool. He moved away though. Yeah, I used those up. I also I had a 1940s, 1950s. I don't know exact, but the box that they were in was donated to me by a little old lady, and it came from her grandmother. And it was already pre-started, grandmother's flower garden. I remember that because there's a lot of pieces and I don't know how to use them. And I don't remember, but it's like polyester blend, most of it. And it's a started quilt project. The pieces are cut and everything. And I'm like, I don't know if I should use it, but some of the pieces are full pieces of fabric. And yeah, it's like the note that was in there was like supposed to be for her mama something, and it had words, and it was dated, and it was not even from here. It's still in the garage. It was Alabama or something. That's where they were from, and then they moved here. It was like a whole big long note. I wish you can finish this for me, so on and so forth. And yeah, it was old stuff from way back when. And yeah, I have it, and I don't know if I'll ever finish it because it's polyester and it kind of smells funky. But it was in a cardboard box for a very long time, so it smells really bad. Anyway, I have lots of stuff, lots and lots out in the garage. Got some 70s fabric I'm saving for a special quilt. I don't even think it's in here. It's probably in the garage. Most of my stuff is in the garage. There's some up here that are old, but they're not that old. These are like 80s. I have a lot of 80s fabric, like a whole heck of a lot. And I have the hiccups randomly. Until kids leave for the day. I learned a lot thinking I am up late usually every night. Body won't let me sleep. Love being out. Being with others who can't sleep. Yeah, that's how it works, and that's why I'm here. That's why I started this series, is because there's a lot of people like me that can't sleep. So that's why I just decided, you know what? I might as well do what I love to do and hang out with everybody else at the same time and still teaching, but I'm also getting off track a lot with conversations. Whatever. I'm having fun. You guys are having fun or falling asleep. It doesn't really matter. No, I don't know. I think it's a great thing that I started here because I get to whatever on the nights that I feel like it, and then when I don't feel like it, you guys can get your sleep, even though I'm awake. Or those of you who can't sleep, I should say. And I'm just trimming these now, making them both sides equal. even though I trimmed them over there to press them. Now I'm just kind of straightening everything out on both sides. So as you can see, so now that I just added this side and this side, now I need to add to the top and the bottom. But wide so far, well, let's just lay it right here, because I'm right here. So far I'm only at 8 inches across here and across here. So that means I need to go with an 8-inch strip about here and here, and then I'll still need to go around it one more time to make 10 inches, because most of these are between 1.5 inches or 1 inch. That's 1.25, but there's some that are only 1 inch. So most of these are between 1 and, let's see what this big one is, which is a pretty big piece. That is 1, 2, 3.25. So I mean, some are, it's not really exactly 3.25, just some are pretty big. So these can get cut down the center if it needs on a block. I can add whatever size I want. Some of them are pieced like this. So here's about 2 inches right here. So there's enough for me to just keep going and going and going if I need to, as many times around. Some of these aren't even as big yet. Like, hold on, let me show you. Let me cut this one up real quick. So this one that I'm going to trim right now isn't even that big. This one is, span is probably only 6 inches. So here's this one. So now I have to add to this side and this side. But the width, this is 6.25 across the top. So this one needs to be built around more, or I can use the bigger strips to go around it. So that I need to get to 10.5. 10.5. Yeah. So some are going to get there faster than others, which is cool because that still makes them all very unique and different. So nobody will have the same exact block. But I could have done that, and I bet 1 or 2 people in the swap will probably do that, make every single block exactly the same, because all they have is that fabric. Or they went and got specific fabric to do this, I'm literally not trimming much off of these. They cut pretty close with the iron, or on the ironing board on my little pieces. Now you guys are just watching me with my head down instead of watching what I'm doing down here. So I'll turn the camera down. Have a great night, guys. Better get dinner tapping. Okay, Tamara. Hi, Misty. What you doing up? If you're up really late tonight. It's only 3:18. My bedtime isn't until like 6 a.m. Yeah, I'm usually up like this every single day. And my bedtime isn't really 6 a.m. I just normally lay down around then. Pretty much every single night, actually. Sometimes I don't get to sleep until about 8 a.m. and then I'll sleep until 10. But I didn't have any pistachios tonight, so I'm like wild. And I took pain medicine for my chest, so that pain medicine is like a make me hyper, and I should have took it a little bit earlier than I did, but I didn't, so I'm kind of screwed. If I would have took it like around 8 p.m., then it wouldn't affect me like this is doing. But my body doesn't like pain medicine. It's like speed for my body. I don't even know if you guys know, but I've never tried drugs. I'm just assuming that's what it's like because I know people that have done drugs. So yeah, that's what it's like for me. So I should have checked my pain meds earlier, but I took them pretty late, like around 10. And unfortunately, I'm super hyper. All right, I'm going to turn this down. Hi, Kim. What are you doing back? Did you do what you need to do? 10 a.m. for Michelle. Wow. It's 2 a.m. I'm going to change my position to that because I totally cannot read the comments as fast. Very short nap. Sounds like me. I have short naps too. It's only 2. It's not that late for Cheryl. Misty just woke up. It's 4 here. Went to bed last night around 6 p.m. Whoa, that's a long sleep, Misty. I wish I could sleep like that. I'd be lucky if I can get 4 hours when I eat my pistachios. I'm just trying to get these blocks done, though, as much as I can of them at least before I go quit for the night. And I won't go to bed. I'll just go lay in bed and watch TV. I don't think I'm the only one awake in this house, though, right now, because I thought I could have sworn I heard CJ's game console, his video games. I could have swore I heard the sound of a video game. And no, he does not have school tomorrow, so if you're wondering why he would be awake anyway at this time, it's because he's allowed to play video games when there's no school. As long as when there is school that he goes to sleep at a decent time. He's 14. I don't care. I'm not one of those really strict mommies. I don't care with teenagers. When he was younger, I would, but he's older now. Usually do 3 to 4. LOL. We got snow yesterday here in Texas. Think it made me sleepy. That's crazy, Missy. What part of Texas gets snow? Like northern Texas? I know where we were when we went to Texas to think about moving there. It snowed where we went. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this piece big like this hanging off of here. Well, no, maybe I'll straighten it out just a little. Or maybe a lot. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, an Amarillo. Ah, okay. We got snow once here, but I told you guys that story a bazillion times. I'm going to tell it again. It snows around us, but it don't snow at us. And I'm happy for that, because I would probably die, literally, physically, emotionally. I would be an unstable person if I lived in snow. I know that's funny, right? I would be crazy, crazy, crazy. I would be taking a trip on the crazy plane. Not train, plane. I literally said that because I would go that crazy. There's no way. I don't do snow. It's pretty. I like to look at it when people post pictures, but I don't do snow. I wish this was faster. I guess I'm not going very fast. What block are you making, Tiff? I'm working on my TeaQuilts Swap blocks for the 2020 block swap. And if you don't know, those that are just joining and don't know what TeaQuilts is a woman here on YouTube. She's also on Facebook and stuff too. She does videos, quilting related videos here on YouTube, and shares her life as well, just like me. And she's really awesome, and I watch all her videos. She goes live on Wednesdays, and lately she's kind of been going on random days too. But she posts videos, edited videos, unlike me. She does that kind of stuff. I don't, but most people do. I do some editing videos, but not all. I don't feel like it. It's just not my cup of tea. I try, but anyway, she's here, and I watch her videos. I follow quite a few YouTubers. Not a few, a lot. And I support all of them, and I was going to try to do more with other quilting things this year, but I didn't, because I didn't want to overwhelm myself with my own YouTube channel and needs to do stuff type thing. So I'm making my scrap blocks for the swap. And this one is so small. This one is probably only 5 inches worth. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 5 inches by almost 5 inches. I can't believe it. So some of them I'm going to have to keep building, or I'm going to have to put some big chunk pieces in there, because that is way small. I need to get to 10.5, and I didn't want to go around them like 5 million zillion times. Some of these are like so perfect. I made sure I grabbed the right piece for that. They're going faster than the rest. But I'm having fun with it. That's what I'm working on. I'm not gonna lie, my legs are getting sore. My arms aren't or anything, but my legs are. Kind of getting tired of standing. I'm just gonna do this now because I'm two-handed, so it don't really matter. Actually, that seems like that to take longer. Well, let's just do it one-handed like I was. At least I'm having fun. That's all that matters. And I'm making sure that everything is mostly different. And this is almost done, so finally I can get off of here. As soon as I finish trimming all these, I'll just hang out with you guys for a second, because I know I've been on here for over 3 hours now. 3.5 hours. Wow, you guys got a real long night from me. Ooh-wee. That's a first, and I barely got anything done. It's all talking about fabric and wait, talking about fabric some more. Oh wait, talking about fabric some more, guys. Oh, I know I'm silly. And the being sick thing too. I guess that doesn't help. That's why I'm a little bit slower. I'm usually really darn quick. I'm going to leave that big piece on. I'm going to stop cutting these on diagonals and stuff because some of these are just need to grow faster. Well, that piece was like perfect. That one almost is. I just need a straight sewing line is what I need from all of these. That's the only reason why I'm trimming. Because I want a straight line to sew on. All right, 3 more blocks, and I'm just going to turn it up while I cut them. How many of you guys are still here with me? We still got 28 of you. Let me know if you're here. Say hi. Because I'm going to be saying bye soon. So take a second, say hi. Tell me you stuck around for the video in the middle of the night. Had some Insomniac juice with me, to stay awake. Which contains nothing, honestly, but it's a funny thing to say. Insomniac juice. Mine is water. So it's technically Wednesday morning now. Early morning. So today, for me, will be a long day. Because it's Wednesday. Okay. Throw this in my trash pile. And then I'm going to get off my legs for a second. So we still have... We got Ann, Jim, Cheryl, Misty. Cheryl already said she added a halt. And then Misty says hi, Misty. All right, guys. Put that back in there. Turn the camera just to the sitting area for a few minutes. And then bring my mouse up to you. So, quite a few of you here. And thank you all for sticking around and hanging out. And I'm crooked because my computer is going to fall off the stand. Oops. I didn't mean for that to happen. There we go. I can't take the chance of my computer falling and breaking because then I can't do lives until these tablets start working. All right, guys. So here's my stack of 50 blocks so far. I'll show you a couple. I built top. I started with my center that I'm going to be writing my name in. Top, bottom, side, side, top, and bottom. And now I got to go side and side again until this thing is 10.5 inches. So some of them are that big. Some of them. So I'd see I'm going to probably go about 2.5 inch strip right here. So I'll probably add, the bigger strip to it so that it'll grow faster because it's taking too long. I mean, it doesn't be perfect, and I really don't have to add them, but so some of them are really cool. Some of them are, well, they're all really cool. You know why? Because I made them. Whoever ends up with my blocks with TeaQuilts Swap, this is the best I can do. I made it. I know you will be appreciative because I'll be appreciative to all of the ones that you guys have entered to send to me. That T swaps for me. So some of these are really cool. I'm just going to show a couple more. This one has guitar fabric on it and it's centered. Nice pretty guitar right there. This one has a kitty cat face and it has chicken right there, or a rooster. I think that's chicken. Yeah, that's a chicken. So there's 2 chickens on this with kitty cat. This one's the one with the turtle and the cheetah. There's a cheetah, there's a turtle, and there's some hearts. And a cupcake. It's flowering dishes. Whatever that thing is that pours water. It's not coming to me, the word. Only because I have issues. And they all have fabric from something that I've done that you guys have probably seen in a video. So anyway, okay. There's my stack. Out Zeppelin bags for Christmas presents. Interesting. Yeah, sure. How many doing any 4 monsters incorporated Doctor Who and a Little Mermaid. Oh, they will love them. If you're in the group, we would love to see them when you're done. If you want to share, yeah, share in the group. If you're in the group, I don't remember everybody that's in the group, honestly, guys, because it's been growing pretty quick. So between me and my best friend Michelle, we try to keep track, but I don't keep track. I just post. She's usually the keep tracker person. I'm just the poster. I sometimes are the one that approves you guys, but usually it's her, because by the time I get to the notification, it's already finished. So she knows I get busy, and we're up different hours now lately, so it helps. It helps her catch things I don't catch. I'll probably have to admin someone else in, though, because it's probably between the both of us, it needs to be done faster. The more people that join. So I will totally post when I finish them for sure. Gorgeous tip. Thank you, Cheryl. Awesome. Thank you, Misty. How many blocks? Y'all swapping 50. Although I don't know how it works, because that means I get one of my own back, and or should I keep one of my own and send in 49? I have to ask T that, or someone else is joining, because it still has to balance out. So I don't know how that works, because I've thought about it and I wanted to do a block swap for myself, for other people, and I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm pretty sure because I should be part of the quilt that everybody else is part of, just like my big quilt, So something has to be part of me. But it's weird to send one of my blocks if I'm going to get one of my blocks back. Why not send 49? So I was kind of curious about that. I haven't asked T yet, though. I will. We'll see. Happy. It's okay. All right, guys. Well, it has been 3 hours and 34 minutes, so I'm going to get off of here and let all of you sleepyheads get to sleep. I'm going to go watch TV, go potty, because, I hold it a lot in here, in this room. I need a bathroom directly next to me, but I don't have one. I don't have potty break buttons either, like some YouTubers where I can take a break. So anyway, I will see you guys all whenever I come on next. I'm not going to do anything with these until the next Insomniac video, so you don't have to worry about missing anything. You're not going to miss anything. I'm just going to keep going, doing these live. I know you guys, some of you say, oh, I'm taking too long. I am taking too long. So far, this is 6 hours, but most of it's been chit-chatting. Maybe next video I should do less chit-chatting and more sewing. I'll probably get more done. But that's okay. I like hanging out with you guys. So, have a great night, everyone. I told everyone I was going to do it. I just came back. It's too late to do T-Swap. Oh, that's okay. Someday I'm going to do one of my own. I have to get things together first. So, and then we can do something in the future. Good night, sweet dreams to you all. This is so fun. Go potty 3 hours later. Yeah, exactly. Good night. Good night. Okay. All right, everyone. So thanks for hanging out. If you are new to my channel, Insomniac Quilting series is for videos after 10 p.m. when we cannot sleep. Hang out in your pajamas, have a chit chat with me while I sew something, and you do too, because both can't sleep. Why not sew? Other than that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down this way where my iPad is under the video, that way, as well as like them and share. You don't have to share these videos though, because they're kind of long, and for some people, they don't like to watch the replays of the really long videos. So I've already learned this because they messaged me to tell me. I'm not going to say who they are, but I can tell you that they don't like the long replays. So whatever. If you're not here hanging out, that's your own fault for missing my video. If you like the series, come to it. Bye, guys. Love you all. Sleep, sleep well, sleep well, sleep well.